Well, something YouTube intro, episode session 25. Yeah, I think we've hit 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are in episode 20.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time was 24 and we finally got through day 2.
Also, Tabletop Simulator does have an embedded music player, but we're not using it because it sucks.
Yes, we need to remind people that we don't like the embedded music player because
It blows.
it
It doesn't save playlists.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's a one song at a time kind of.
I feel like I should address this in case somebody's like, "Oh, you guys should actually use this." It's like, nope, just gonna shut that
Yeah,
down right
we
here.
looked into it. We looked into it. Trust us.
Yeah, I actually did some research and tested it out. And I was like, "Oh, it doesn't save between sessions? Okay, cool."
Yeah, if it's saved between sessions, the hassle for it might not be so bad, but
I feel like they really added it as a begrudging update, but didn't actually want to, and that's why it sucks. They did it because everybody was whining about them not doing it, so.
I mean, it's good for if you're looking for just a few songs at a time.
I guess if
like
it's
in our like personal games, we use it to like play battle music, and the DM just sort of picks the song he wants off YouTube and converts it and sticks it in there.
I mean, if it's really impromptu stuff, I guess it'd be fine, because it does play for everyone, so it's kind of useful in that regard.
We keep forgetting that our game has a lot more prep and setup than most games, says the storyteller, waving his little hand cursor around this table full of objects and fancy devices.
It's just a jolty on hand out of a pile of paper.
Oh yeah, I added the new songs, by the way.
Yeah, my DM is actually kind of jelly that we have character sheets in the game.
Well, I mean, they're
Sounds
free to
like
use the table.
Step his gear. Step up his
I-
gear? Yes.
I don't know if I'll be playing these right now. Maybe we'll have an opportunity for them at some point, I don't know. But yeah, Solasau did a bunch of music, composed a bunch of stuff for us, which is really cool. He just wanted to do it. So Brooke, Riley, Ralph, and Tucker, they all have character themes now. As well, there's also a new boss theme that might fit the Plains continent slightly better.
Everyone play Riley's theme number 2. Get it to 300 loops, we're 5 away.
What?
What?
I've listened to it on loop for probably about 4 hours.
Because he likes it.
I really like it, okay?
The themes are good. I'll probably put them up on YouTube at some point as just individual uploads. No promises as to when, but I kind of wanted to do that anyways with the main theme song we have as well that I haven't... Just so more people can appreciate these songs. That one was done by Robang59 Squared. If I remember the number order correctly with that. I think that's right. The only real issue is that I can't look at Machine List Charm has a table up. Yeah. I mean, if you want, I could always send you a print screen of your sheet or something, if you want. If you ever want to look at it when there's not a game going. You can always ask me. Feel free to ask me. I can pull up TTS and give you access or whatever. Assuming I'm not busy.
Or I can make a notepad document at some point. Because, oh yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff on you now. Oh, wow, Burke is actually fairly rich.
He's also over encumbered technically, but that doesn't matter right now, but...
Well, Burke can just leave some stuff locked in the room if he wants. He doesn't have to carry all the seeds around.
He can give that Dark Pulse back if he feels...
Yeah, give it back to Riley, the original wielder.
No. We don't need you empowering Tiber, thank you.
On that note, sorry
Excuse me, empower Riley?
Sorry that I never got a chance to do that little private conversation. Well, not really private, just off-stream, off-session conversation with Brooke and Tucker. We kind of just got lost under the rug. Yeah, maybe some other time.
There will be other times for off-screen stuff. We know the continuity.
It doesn't have to be off-screen necessarily, of course, but just do it on session. Exactly what I was. I mean, Brooke and Riley having their conversation last session. is pretty much just what I was playing on, more or less the kind of thing that I was planning to do with Tucker, but just off session. But it can be done on off session. It doesn't really matter.
However, it occurs. Last session, unless I am mistaken, we focused mainly on Riley, Brooke, and Ral?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I drew the map and all that stuff.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Got
You
a-
worked on
I
copying
got a
the map.
kick. Yeah.
Yep, you have copied the map and gotten a map with markers in places I'm trying to... Oh, that's right. You basically have markers for a lot of the important places, dungeons, and landmarks now. Because Mawile is diligent. I should also change Mawile's answer, the question answer thing, but that's neither here nor there. You also showed Mawile your idea for a taser, and she likes this idea, which means I may need to be worried about giving Mawile a taser. That
Oh, no.
may or may not work.
Oh, and I also enlightened Mawile on Pango Django's name.
Thank you for reminding me. I now have to have Mawile refer to Pingaro as Pingo Django.
Ah, God.
I forgot. I believe Tucker essentially ended up heading back to the hotel after work, which was fine, because we needed to do a lot with Riley and Brooke at the tourney grounds.
Yes.
Riley did not end up signing up for the tournament because apparently Brooke had already done that, but did not receive a whole lot of explanation on that. And Brooke spent a good while asking gladiators questions, basically, in order to study, quote-unquote, the nature specialty.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to meet Jezebel and Deadeye, which was an exchange. I'm not sure how else to put that. But
Who's
it was...
gonna go ahead and ignore Jezebel?
Just gonna go ahead and ignore Jezebel. Nobody ignores Jezebel. You will learn this firsthand. I think that's most of what... Well, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. That is not most of what happened. I lie. I apologize. After that, at some point... Well... Riley was training Lizard. Oh, crap, I'm gonna have to do Lizard sheet. I forgot.
Come on.
Don't worry, I have until next week. We're probably not getting to the tournament yet. Well, we might, but well, Lizard can get TKO'd. Or OHKO'd. However that anagram thing is supposed to go. I am screwing up all the words today. That's fine. Brooke saw that there was weird stuff going down at the docks, and when he went over, there was a girder. One of the weird Pokemon that we are not huge fans of over here. Basically told Brooke that just suddenly all these vines and seaweed started sprouting up around the docks and were actually starting to crush it. And Brooke swam under the docks and found a Delmise. And for those that don't know what a Delmise is, I believe we have the model. Delmise. There you are.
I am getting hard lag.
Yes, a Delmise is basically a giant anchor-looking thing. It's from Sun and Moon. Oh, well, thank you for the promotion. But apparently the Delmise had been given a seed by a quote-unquote not friend, and that it caused all their minds and seaweed to frenzy. And unfortunately, Brooke couldn't figure out a way to free this poor Delmise and used Ice Fang on it and actually managed to freeze it, which neutralized the threat, much to the trauma of our poor Totodile leader. And after that, everybody sort of ended up congregating at the hotel, and Rhys was basically making dinner and doing the Gordon Ramsay "it's not good enough" thing a lot. So there was a lot of leftovers and a couple of perfect dishes.
But not Rise perfect.
Indeed. Mostly because he's forced to work with the hotel staff. Oh, Kyrio. Mission accomplished! Casualties 1.
Sad face.
It's a ghost type. I'm not sure if you can call it a casualty, but also didn't see the body, so you can't really call it a casualty. Assumed casualty. So, well, casualty 0, probably. Maybe. Oh well, if my voice thing will work. So, I suppose we'll continue doing as we've done, and each of you can roll and we'll see who wakes up first.
And
Well-
here comes the one.
Technically, the night had not ended for Tucker.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Well, that's true. We can still keep those rolls to determine who woke up first.
Yeah.
What is Tucker doing during the night then?
Well, Well, first off, I do offer, though I'm gonna just offer this out of character for a second. You got a rock? What? What do you mean?
It's a reference, Charlie Brown.
Man, I do not remember this reference. Goodness me. Though I do love
Halloween
Charlie Brown.
Brown special.
I got a. Oh, I remember now.
That's a reference to my one Amnesia stream, where I grabbed a rock, said very confidently, "I have a rock," heard a monster growl, dropped it, and ran away.
You did, and then you did not have a rock.
No, then I said, "I don't know what he has, but it's probably paper."
Out of character question for Kyrio. That interaction with Brooke could still happen at this point if you would like it, or it could be done off session if you prefer that. Please let me know. This is one of the few times I'll ask kind of a meta thing, so.
This is fine. I'm also mildly reminded of the Pathfinder game, where the more innocent party member. I think for the sake of pacing, we should do it off camera.
Okay. It can be it can simply be recap next session then, if we do that.
This is fine.
Alright. Oh, I guess, yeah. On that subject, next session will be on what day again?
20th, I believe it is.
Yes, 20th of next week because of Christmas stuff. It's actually going to be sooner than the other sessions, so hey. Because Christmas stuff. Just to let you guys know. Anyways, Tucker would be waiting for Rhys to finish up the cooking. Because he had something he wanted to share with Rhys in private. So he'd probably just hover around the kitchen until Rhys was done. I guess whatever that would be in the night.
Rhys, as seems to be kind of normal for him wherever he goes, he sort of lingers a while, but eventually he actually gets pushed out of the kitchen by Krogunk, i.e. Croaky, who complains that, you know, they have enough staff to do this. Go do whatever it is you plan on doing. Even though it's the middle of the bloody night. So Rhys is forced to put away the chef hat and apron. And he finds Tucker waiting for him. Well then. I didn't keep you waiting long, did I?
Tucker hardly seems to mind being patient for a little while, especially while there was food to eat. Naturally. So he hardly seems to mind this. He's beaming a little bit, as if he's excited about something, though he does seem a bit bashful at the same time. And actually, I think I'll actually type my messages today, just because of kind of feel a little off kilter today because of a number of things. So I don't know if I can do Tucker voice right at the moment. So give me a second to type.
This is okay. Is there anything anyone else is doing during the nighttime then before we move to wake up?
Sleeping.
I think before, like right before the end of the night, Ralph would show his leader the map. So Brooke, like, oh, hey Brooke, I made it. He like unrolls the map and shows. Check it out. See right there in sea spray, and way over here, gotcha. Shoot, I forget the name of the other.
There's Sea Spray, Savon Town. You also have markers for Aster Rock. You also have a marker for the Cave of Mirrors, as well as the. What is it?
I would imagine the ranch, the Sunlit Crevasse you said was on.
Yes.
Rock, all that.
There is a particular place you haven't been to though. The Muted Glade is also marked on there. It's a place that Mawile intends to go to sometime in the near future.
Yes, he shows him like, there's a van town, and this is the path we took all right across. But yeah, my other book, this one, and he pulls out the this one didn't have any good maps of this continent. I mean, it had like a couple sort of like this map, and I did a pretty good job. This has all the cool places. Anyway, Mawile is super cool. She's super smart and like super hip. She's just like me, except not. Anyway, I'm gonna take a nap now. Oh,
he's gone.
he
That's quite a nap. That's quite a nap there.
Wilson!
Okay, there we go. I'm writing on Notepad if you're wondering, so that's why I didn't appear until just now. String bonus. I'm playing String Bears, know that.
I could attempt to read that in Tucker voice, but well, maybe I can.
I might be able to attempt it. I just had to write it out first.
No, this is fine.
Okay.
It's just my Tucker voice is going to be bad. I can't do Tucker voice. Like, the highest pitch voice I have is freaking Old Man Mudbray.
You know, honestly, it's probably fine. Even if it's a half quality attempt, it's still probably good enough if I do it. All right, let's see.
Oh, it's probably actually close to the lizard now that I think about it. I can do that.
Actually, it would be kind of close to the lizard, yeah. Go, Char. No, people want me to just do it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Nope. Also, what happened to Ralph? Because I actually kind of missed that because I was busy writing.
Ralph went and presented his map to Brooke to show off the map he had been doing.
Oh.
Yes. He showed off and pointed out some of the special spots, some of which you've heard before, some of which you have not. Brooke will congratulate Ralph on his cartography skills, even if he might have trouble reading a map properly.
Maps are hard.
Yeah, I feel like Ralph doesn't quite perceive how much above he is over other Pokemon cognitive. Perhaps not on it, especially since he's not on a maturity level. Like, on a maturity level, he's average or below average. But, like, on an intelligence level, he's above them, and he doesn't quite understand what that entails yet. Like when he broke the quartermaster.
Terrifying.
Alright, I should be good. I've actually got Soda, which actually makes it easier to do certain voices, oddly enough. Okay. Hi, Rhys. The pooch fumbles his feet, his pack notably full. I've been well lately. I wanted to show you something privately, he asked bashfully.
Oh. Rhys tilts his head, leaning slightly to one side. He looks notably less tired than usual, or at least there aren't the notable bags under his eyes that you're used to.
Aw.
Well, I suppose I can show you my room. It's not like I'm sharing with anyone else.
The pooch almost seems relieved hearing that, indeed, there wouldn't be anyone else in the room.
Rhys starts strutting his way, because there's no other way to say it, strutting his way towards the stairs. And he calls over to Ralph, who is currently showing off the map to Brooke. Oh, Ralph, they're about to throw out the scraps.
Oh dear.
Because yes, they throw away leftovers.
Oh yeah, that's a fancy place.
Like
That's what they do.
savages.
Max, look that word up. It's a good word. Bedtime advice. You guys are getting the wrong impression. I think.
Don't make this weird.
Don't make this weird.
Wait, what? What word is this?
Sauntering.
Sauntering is not a weird word. It's just, I think people...
Are getting the
if you guys are
wrong
misreading
impression.
Tucker's intentions, you're adorable. You gotta think a little more carefully.
Get your heads out of the gutter, God's sakes.
Please? Because... well, I can't say Rhys isn't that type of cat, but Rhys does not have those intentions with our adorable Pudgiana.
An adorable Pudgiana would obviously not even recognize that this might be insinuate such, so... Anyways, let's continue so they can find out.
Certainly. Also, is Ralph actually going to respond to the fact that Rhys called out that the table scraps and leftovers are going to be thrown away?
Well, Ralph isn't there to respond to that. So, like, in mid-sleep, Ralph went,
Oh,
yeah, oh, I just had this feeling like the whole bucket of food was crying out and suddenly silenced.
oh, right. In
Ralph
which case,
is a
I guess
psychic
Rhys
type when
would
it comes
not
to
be
food.
addressing Ralph, but Rhys would be saying something along the lines of, "Oh, it's good Ralph isn't here. They're about to throw out the scrap."
I can imagine Ralph standing very still where the garbage can was, maybe having the top of it on his head. He just like stands very
Just slowly doing the garbage can opener thing that we keep imagining he does.
Oh God. I don't know, think about that.
Ah. Ralph and biology, what are they?
He's
Cursed.
a munchlax, so
He's a black hole. In any case, Rhys shows Tucker up one set of stairs, 2 sets of stairs, 3 sets of stairs, and it becomes relatively clear to poor Tucker that Rhys may or may not have one of the top rooms in the hotel.
The Pagina does fall along, maybe panting a little bit by floor 4, but he trucks along.
Rhys does pause after the 4th floor, each floor up, until you get to the top floor, which thankfully isn't very many past 4.
31st floor, 32nd floor, 33rd floor.
Okay, we're not at the Marriott. Not that big.
I was once on the 73rd floor of a hotel.
What hotel was that?
I don't remember. It was a very long time ago.
Sounds like the sort of
I
hotel
also
you
remember this was for a martial arts tournament, and then at one point somebody had to run up all the flights of stairs to get something because the elevator was broken.
That'd be good martial arts, like just exercise train and stuff.
He
God,
100% slid down the bannisters to get all the way back down.
The burn.
Oh, we were wearing a gi. With very thick pants.
No, I mean the burn of running up all those stairs.
Oh, 100%. He was up and down in like 6 minutes.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. I can't do that. I can barely go up 30 flights of stairs. Ugh. FWA.
Set up campsite halfway up. I'll get the other half tomorrow.
It feels
But-
like that sometimes.
On the top floor, he shows you to a room that is rather spacious. It's definitely one of the suites, though this one is perhaps even fancier than Riley's room. I don't remember if...
I don't think Tucker's ever been.
Yeah, I don't think Tucker's been
I
to...
think Brooke is the only
That's
one,
right.
actually.
This is Tucker's first visit to a suite, yes.
Yes. So, but it's rather spacious. There's a personal bath sort of in one corner of the room that seems to be built into the wall, almost. If that makes sense. Or it extends out of the wall and or is built into it.
I understand. It's kind of a basin thing.
Yes. It looks like there is a side room of some sort, possibly just a closet. There's a desk. There's books. They don't have TVs. Because I don't know how Pokemon would figure out TVs. Let's be honest.
It'd just be a puppet show. Box. You have to go hire some. You have to hire like a mime junior
There's
to
a
do
puppet
it.
show box where you can have room service just perform a puppet show for you.
Wow, that quality.
But it's spacious. There is a large bed that is relatively low to the ground. It's more like one enormous cushion as opposed to like a bed, which is fairly appropriate for Rhys, I suppose. As well as glass doors that lead out to a balcony.
Tucker looks quite gracious to have been invited into such opulence. He actually gawks a little bit for a second before remembering what he was wanting to do in the first place. He eyes the closet or side room and notes its privacy, and somewhat oddly asks, "Can I have a moment in there?"
Oh, if you like. There's not a lot of space. I checked. Rhys does a sort of shrug and begins to slowly meander his way over to the cushion, and rather unceremoniously, much like a dog as opposed to a cat, just sort of flops on the cushion, makes himself comfortable. Draw me like one of your Frenchmans.
Oh my god.
No, this is not why this visit is happening. Not for Central.
No, it's just that Rhys does Rhys
that's
is
a very
just that
natural
kind of
pose.
person.
Very natural pose, I suppose.
Oh no.
Tucker looks a bit giddily on getting permission.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
What?
Brooke, I mean Kalos. Probably like one of your Kalosian mons.
yeah, actually, good point. Well, Tucker kind of bounces his way right into that closet, not seeming to mind the lack of space, and hides himself away from sight for a little bit. Rhys can tell he's rummaging around in his pack and messing about with something clothing fabric related. Kind of sounds like he's having a little trouble, but he does not seem to be needing help or nor asking for it. And after a little bit of time, the pooch, quite bashfully but quite excitedly, hops out in full cafe attire, striking a little bit of a ta-da pose, but also blushing quite immensely. Oh. That's cool.
What?
Hey guys, are you good?
I mean, we're still here. So are you.
Okay, cool.
Did something happen?
You
Oh,
got disconnected from the server.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, fuck your RP, get out of here.
This is what Steam says about the thing here. There's no more of that. Steam is even back banned.
Backpad for cuteness. Oh look, wait, actually look, I'm looking at the global chat and I'm seeing F, crash, boys, it crashed, what, we got him, rip, hey guys. Yeah, it looks like it crashed for a whole bunch of people, so that's not just me, good.
it may be Steam maintenance.
Are you guys good? Did you guys also leave, or?
Oh, we're dead. Well, you were the host.
Yeah,
We're dead.
I will recreate server. That's okay, fortunately we didn't really do anything on the table, so it's not even a big deal.
Yep, we are dead. You are saved. Nobody will know your terrible secret, Tucker.
Oh no.
Except Ralph knows.
Let it be known right now
Sure.
that Steam hates Tucker. We must boycott Steam.
How dare they?
Alright,
That would be the same as Steam hating Lizard.
it would be the same as that. What about hating both of them? Be like that.
Blizzard is the worst one, honestly.
I said Lizard.
Yeah. Hating Blizzard would be the worst one.
Oh, that statement can be
thought
reinterpreted.
you
I
said
had to punch out Steam.
I thought you said Lizard.
I thought you
Yeah,
said
well, we
Lizard
all
was
hate
bad.
Blizzard anyway. What?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like you
No.
said. Like, Lizard's the worst one. I'm like, oh, I thought Lizard was pretty
Yeah,
good myself.
that was
but-
kind of the context I got from it. It's like, well, yes, Blizzard is the worst one, but
Oh,
I was
Blizzard.
saying Lizard.
Yeah.
Fuck Blizzard.
Anyways, table's back up. You guys can rejoin whatever the hell you want. I'm gonna continue talking if that's alright.
I'm gonna be
Sure.
broke today.
Okay. You're gonna be what? Don't be broke. Only
Oh
Brooke
shit,
can
how
be
do I
broke.
change it?
So anyways, so Tucker rummages about in that little closet space for a number of minutes, seeming to struggle a little bit, but ultimately not seeming to want help either. He seems to have got it, whatever he is doing. But eventually, he does bound right out with a exceptionally red, blushy muzzle, but also quite a bit of excitement as he strikes a little ta-da pose. Kind of like this, except for being on 3 feet, I guess. Not hopping completely, but
Not held aloft by magical girl energy.
not currently, anyways. He helps out with quite the grin and quite the sparkly eyes, even though his eyes do glance to the side every now and then because he's kind of bashful as well about it.
So, Rhys sees this adorable display, and his ears perk up, and his eyes widen, and there's this smile that spreads on his face that just keeps growing into this big grin.
Concerning.
And then he hops down, and he just sort of saunters a circle around Tucker and very closely scrutinizes this outfit, kind of poking and prodding at Tucker a bit in like the stockings and the vestment, the little bow tie, even playfully flipping one of the ears of the bandana.
All the meanwhile, Tucker kind of stands more or less still, with one forepaw raised a bit happily. He actually is kind of in a pose not unlike a dog in a dog show getting an inspection for the, like, quality of fur and such and such. He's in a similar pose to that as he gets inspected. Both bashful and absolutely cheery about basically showing off his outfit. As he's inspected, he does stammer out, I started working at a cafe and, well, I wasn't so sure at first if I could. I was a little bit embarrassed, but I really like this outfit. All the while just wiggling away.
Well, I must say that it certainly suits you. Adorable little puppy that you are. Rhys purrs and steps back over to the cushion, and this time actually steps onto it and circles around a few times before he gets comfy. The cafe, though? I didn't take you for the type. Which cafe is this?
Oh, Cafe V. I wanted to stop in just to look around because, well, there's a lot of other cute Pokemon there. I didn't plan to get a job, but I couldn't turn down the outfit.
He sort of winks a little happily.
Rhys laughs, and it's a light laugh, a happy laugh. It's distinctly opposed to how you've seen Rhys before. You get the feeling that he's honestly happy, honestly amused.
A genuine cat.
A part of you wonders, was he like this before? Well, it must certainly be quite the place if you were willing to go ahead and work there for just an outfit.
Well, I mean, I am getting paid pretty good too. Especially when people ask for the other services.
He blushes a little bit brighter as he thinks about the other side of the menu.
Rhys slowly raises an eyebrow and his smile becomes this very small sort of cat frown.
Oh, it's nothing bad, just things like pets and stuff. They get paid directly to me, like a tip.
Maybe I'll visit sometime. Though I highly doubt any of the other servers are nearly as cute as you.
Tucker...
After all, you're learning from one of the best. And he smiles kind of proudly, sort of floofing his chest out.
Tucker actually has to sit on his butt for a second, burying his snout in his forepaws a bit embarrassedly as he's commented as one of the best. He does nod a little bit that last comment, though. Proud as it may be, he does admit Rhys did get his attention to cute outfits first.
I'll admit, I am a little jealous. I had hoped I would be able to bequeath you one of my clothing articles to start your outfit parade, or no, not parade, collection. Sorry, I've been cooking for a while.
Tucker takes a moment to think about that and then says,
Oh, well, I don't know if they're letting me keep this. I can bring it around off shift, but well, I imagine I'll probably have to give it back when I'm done working there this week. But I love other outfits too.
Well then, you know where to find me when we finally go home. Well, that is if you consider Savantown your home.
Tucker takes a moment to consider this before giving a hearty nod.
Of course. If it wasn't for you and Pangoro and everyone else, I don't know where us four would be at this point.
I don't know. You four seem quite capable. I'm sure you would have made it, with or without the help.
Tucker seems not quite sure about that comment. Perhaps a little bit of self-doubt, but he does smile and wag his tail at the comment.
I'm still kind of shy about outfits like this, though. I haven't shown anyone else the outfit besides you, and whoever comes in. But, well, except for Ralph, he surprised me with a visit today. I don't think he meant to show up and see me, but it was very embarrassing. But I don't mind too much either.
Nodding, Rhys folds his forepaws in front of him, sort of pensively as he continues to watch Tucker. Well, I suppose it's only natural. It's something new. Something unusual. I'm no stranger to being, well, a little shy about expressing my interests. Though I don't think you'll ever be as outspoken as me. I'm sure you'll be comfortable one day.
Tucker sort of giggles.
I have to admit, some of the bashfulness is kind of nice too, though. I don't feel too bad. Actually, I don't feel bad at all. Even when I'm a little bit embarrassed in this outfit. It feels so good, and it feels right.
Rhys giggles, lowering his head onto the cushion between his forepaws. I didn't take you for the type.
He sort of side glances to the floor. A little bit of a shy, toothy grin to the side of his snout.
I think I really am the type.
Oh no. I guess I'm rubbing off on you a little more than I thought.
The tail swooshes a little bit more.
Just the sarcastic dismay and apology from the Leopard as he sways his tail back and forth.
Tucker raises his head with a quite a wide smile. Honestly, he looks pretty happy for it. Pretty happy now, happier than even before.
Well, I shouldn't keep you up though. It's pretty late now. You were working hard.
Not nearly as hard as I could have been. But that's what happens when they force you to stay retired. And he just raises a forepaw and swishes it a few times, trying to do air quotes.
Hard to do those with paws.
Not without falling over.
Gotta mind your balance. Tucker does seem to get a thought for a second. Hesitating as he's about to go change back out of the uniform.
The reason I wanted to do this privately is because I'm still kind of shy, but I wasn't sure if I wanted the rest of the team to know, but Ralph already knows, and he might just tell everybody.
He seems to kind of just shrug that off. He doesn't seem actually too bothered by the prospect that Ralph would do that.
Do you think I should just go show everybody?
There's a pause. He sort of rolls onto his side as he considers this, looking at the ceiling and blinking a couple of times lazily. I think that you should do whatever you feel is best. Go at your pace, not at someone else's. After all, if you go ahead and press things, if you rush yourself, it won't feel as good.
Oh no.
There was no intended innuendo or anything there, and I still disconnected.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking more about the oh no of the disconnect.
Yep.
I didn't even pick up on any accidental innuendo there.
We'll let YouTube decide.
That's not a good decision, please.
Oh, there goes Kyrio. Will it catch me soon?
I assume that was just the same thing that affected me, but...
I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Tucker seems to give that a bit of thought before giving it a little bit of a wriggle and indeed heading to the closet, having made up his mind.
I think I'm okay with them finding out, but maybe I shouldn't just throw it at them.
Think of it this way. If you were going to suddenly tell someone you love them, wouldn't you want to ease them into it? Just suddenly declaring your feelings to someone is a good way to scare them.
He nods a bit contemplatively at that. He doesn't quite see it nearly the same as that example, but he understands all the same.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'll be out of your apartments or your suite soon. Just let me change back for a sec.
Then he goes into the closet.
Rhys rolls on his back slowly with his legs in the air and then flops over to his other side. Take your time. He purrs.
It doesn't seem to take the pooch quite as long to get out of the outfit than it took him to get into it. He does seem honestly kind of proud of himself. Rhys might be able to detect that he's kind of proud of himself for being able to put himself in that outfit in the first place. In fact, Rhys could probably tell that he was partially just proud of the fact that he was capable in that way. Because that's another thing that Rhys taught him, that even quadrupeds can do quite a bit and be quite dexterous if they put their minds to it.
Yep. Because Rhys can cook even when he has, well, paws. And he had to transition from having hands.
Yes. Well, so technically Tucker did in a way too, but
I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, Rhys had fair.
Eventually the pooch heads out of the closet and bids the kitty a good evening before slipping out of the suite. Having tucked away the outfit very privately and confidentially back into his pack.
On the way down the stairs, you will pass Blaze, who will be heading up the stairs. He has a sweet-smelling box with him.
Tucker hardly wants to interrupt him, but does extend a little bit of a hello, which gives him a second to sniff towards the box. His nose is curious.
Blaze gives an awkward greeting, not having expected anyone to come from, well, upstairs. Least of all, one of the new pioneers.
Tucker does not realize these ramifications are a bit odd, and happily continues on his way, not really paying too much attention to that.
Oh no.
Is anybody else doing anything for the night besides sleep? I think most of you are sleeping.
I
Yeah.
will cuddle Lizard.
At that point, Tucker's going back to the room.
Well, Lizard is asleep and sore, because training.
Exactly, that's why I need to cuddle him. This is important.
Cuddles are important.
Cuddles are important. Especially when they involve Lizard. Because
Yes.
at this point, everybody knows that Lizard will eventually be Lizard.
Lizard will eventually be Lizard? What?
Lizard will be lizard. It'll be interesting to try and make a Mel Slazzle a thing in Sword tomorrow. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try.
Lizard will be Lizard. In any case, well, since we lost the die rolls, can everybody roll to see who wakes up first?
I literally can't do worse. So,
I can't do
dang it,
worse or
I
bad
can. I
because I
had a
rolled.
6 before.
Oh, look, a 6.
Alright, here we go.
yay! zero successes.
Ooh, 3.
Also, Kyrio, did you miss any? I assume when your disconnect happened, that didn't affect the Discord call.
They
So
were
you
still in the
didn't-
Discord.
Yeah, he didn't miss anything. Okay. Alrighty. Tucker, perhaps
Okay,
energized,
well,
wakes up
that-
first.
That is a convenient list of numbers.
It's in order.
Yep. Tucker, despite getting to bed ostensibly last, you end up getting up first.
Good sleep
In-
doesn't have to be a long sleep.
True. It's just about daybreak. The light filtering into the room is very mild. The sky outside is very soft, pale blue. It looks like there's something of a fog that's rolled in from the ocean that's slowly burning away in the morning light.
Tucker elects, seeing the overcast weather, he elects, and just to wake up a bit, elects to, wait, do we have a balcony? We do, right?
Yes.
Yes. Elects to head off onto the balcony and just kind of peer down and kind of see how the city is going this morning. Smell the, you know that really good smell that kind of an overcast coastal day has? That sort of scent? It's a nice scent.
Yes. It is a nice scent.
Ah, yes, the lovely smell of CSGO players on the air in the morning.
What?
Salt in the air.
Better salt than that. Also, there's some images, so I will put them on the table.
In any case,
I don't know what's going on here, admittedly.
what I don't...
Like, I have literal no idea what the hell this is, but it's a picture of the fan roll, so there you go.
I see a mostly erased Ralph.
Mostly erased Ralph. Yes, that is there. I see Duck Hunt Bird getting very upset about mostly erased Ralph.
Something...
I see an apple just existing.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. The flying thing is Ralph. The flying thing is Ralph, and he's diving after the leftovers.
Oops, I moved it. Oh, okay.
Oh.
It took me a minute. Because
But I still don't get it.
Munchlax do not usually have tails.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Oh, nice.
But why do I still see a duckbill? I'm still confused.
Because that's the ears.
Okay, yes, my head's just opened at a 90-degree angle.
Oh, okay. Wow, alright, I see it now.
That is a 180-degree angle, good sir.
Head's
Yeah,
up
like-
in 180.
It's the trash can. Yeah, it's trash can mode. I got it now. Oh, goodbye, by the way. Steve really likes everyone today.
We have lost God. God has abandoned us.
In the meantime, what is going on here? Is that
Fine.
I am
That's
sipping from my Tubby Skull glass.
it's kind of dripping.
That's the resin I used to make the glass.
Oh.
This is fine.
I'm not an artisan, excuse me.
I feel like if you take a Pokemon skull to any Pokemon artisan, they're going to have questions.
My first thing would be don't question this. Make it into a goblet for me.
Also, do I need to re-invite when this happens? I don't remember.
No.
No, I'll be...
It might expedite the process, but it's not necessary.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm coming back.
And I can do so either way, but
Yeah, well, I've been invited anyway. Bleep bloop.
bleep bloop.
I will assert dominance on the Lucario in my brain, one way or another.
I
People
survived the
may
snap.
take that the wrong way.
I think all of us has to it's like a trial by fire. We all have to disconnect at once, so... Eragon, just in advance, I'm saying see you later.
Oh.
Because you'll probably
Well,
be next.
fuck you. I'm gonna remain the entire time without issues.
Alright.
Sure.
It's so weird that I disconnected, but not you.
Uh-huh. I am the best, okay? The internet bows to me.
I'm just waiting for Discord to somehow disconnect him in order to spite him.
That's happened before.
Well, there goes... There goes...
What do you mean that's connecting?
Moving
They're
on.
Cubs Tubby, more like, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Yes.
But does Tucker see anything interesting happening amongst the... I don't even know if this Falcony view is that great, but...
There's not a whole lot overly interesting. You can see off in the distance they seem to be repairing the docks in some fashion or another.
I don't think
The
he's
docks
aware of what
also
Brooke
look
did.
a little bit green, but you know, maybe it's a coat of paint.
If I recall, I don't think Tucker's aware of that situation at all.
Tucker is not aware of that situation.
Only Riley is aware of the situation.
Right, only those two talked about it.
Yep. Much conversation, such private.
I have many meaningful private conversations with Brooke. And really only just Brooke. This is
You've
fine.
had a very meaningful public conversation with Tucker.
Wait, who did?
Riley.
Oh. Oh yeah,
Did I?
before the trip.
That was an apology.
Yeah, well, it's still
Yes,
a
because
conversation.
apologies have no meaning whatsoever.
Nope, absolutely pointless.
I'm a boop all y'all. Swear. But yes, Brooke is a listener. Brooke is a good.
Why
You-
must you?
Other than the dock situation, you can also sort of see across to the other establishment.
Why must you do this?
That is terrifying. That is
Oh
terrifying.
my god, that's horrible.
The flesh
Delete
details. The flesh details makes it so
Remove
bad.
this. I don't want to see this. No.
Just flip it if you don't see. Also, cute corruption? What? Cute corruption.
Yep, please start putting that back.
Just put sad.
Nope.
No.
Nope. This is
Nope.
our lives now. This is our lives now.
Yes.
Oh no, what?
No,
I'm
don't
holding
do
it off screen so I don't have to look at it.
Oh no.
Hey! Who took that? Oh, now what's happening?
I don't know. I guess holding it here does this. What's it doing on the table?
Ah,
I can't even see.
this is so amazing.
There exists in all the universes at once. It can't be escaped from.
Okay. In the fog, you can see some early risers sort of wandering around. Probably some business owners that are getting ready to open up their establishments because, well, you know, they have to. They need to be up early and do that stuff, which I do not envy.
Oh, I got a cute corruption. I understand. It's taken literally. Can you get corrupted by cute?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Let the cute
Isn't this how
be.
fairies work?
I mean, sort of. Some of them.
But it's a very calm sort of morning. And you can stay out there for a while if you like. Another detail is you can see, at least vaguely, the islands off in the distance. They are mostly green as opposed to the plains continent.
Which we all know is one sickly shade of beige.
It's not sickly. It's a robust shade of tan.
I was gonna say sickly beige? I mean, maybe beige, but even that's pushing.
Sickly beige.
Eventually, I believe it's Ralph and Riley next. I don't know how long Tucker is planning on standing out on the balcony.
Get a nice breeze, enjoy the scents in the air, and probably a little bit, but not super long, because he's going to try to get ready to go for another day of work, actually.
You should roll for Lizard to see if he's awake or not.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. Not that Lizard would disturb Riley. Lizard's
Well,
not awake.
I will be letting sleeping lizards lie, so I'm not going to move.
Well, Lizard is also not on top of Riley this time. Lizard is just sort of snuggled and sleeping. Like, they're out like a light.
Oh.
They are a light, technically, since they're, you know, can use fire attacks. So, they are literally out like a light.
But
Okay, I shall gingerly scoop up Lizard and bring him downstairs so he can have breakfast the moment he wakes up.
Thanks, Max.
Lizard is
Also, I forgot to say,
a...
thank you also, Solus, for the subs.
Well, thank you, everybody.
The sub.
Sub sandwich.
But yes, Lizard is going to be limp. They feel heavy. Kind of. I mean, it's still Lizard. Lizard isn't that heavy, but they feel heavier than before.
Slinky
I'm
head.
feeding him too much.
Good.
I mean, you've been feeding Lizard more than Lizard had originally.
That's not saying much.
No,
I feel as though this is an upwards trend.
Now, if only Riley would actually eat.
if only Riley would set a good example upon eating, involving eating.
Look, I've been doing perfectly fine, thank you very much.
For eating practices, for dietary practices, Lizard should look up to Ralph.
Absolutely not. I am gonna glass you with this meat I stole from you.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. You still have that.
I still have that. I'm 100% glassing him with it if he says something like that in my presence.
Take after Ralph. for all things.
Do not.
Let's avoid some conflict, shall we? But,
See?
Well,
So Max gets it.
Ralph is also awake. And Ralph is probably going to catch the, no pun intended, tail end of Tucker getting ready for work.
Yeah, it's the only one actually aware of what Tucker would be getting ready for. And Tucker would go through the usual sort of procedure of just kind of freshening up. Do we have a bath in our room? I forget.
Does chat remember? I
feel like we had some source of water, but I don't remember what.
I think it was like a basin, but it wasn't like a proper thing like I got.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably just one of those kind of freshen up, just like, you know, wash your face sort of thing. Kind of clean up a little bit. Wash any parts of fur that are a little overly ruffled and stuff. That's probably what Tucker would end up doing. What did I say?
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say?
Curses.
Curses.
Ironically, I'm still here on my screen.
Thou art not immune. And while he's gone,
why though?
because I can.
Yeah. Oh, Ralph will put his awesome hat.
What is this?
I think it's lizard.
Oh, that is lizard.
It's a very thin lizard. It's Ouroboros lizard.
I think that's a curled up lizard.
Oh,
Ball of lizard.
Yeah, it's a ball of lizard.
it's more like a ring of lizard, but okay. I guess, yeah, I kind of... Maybe if he was really fat, it would be a ball of lizard.
Excuse me.
I understand what's going on.
He's curled around something?
Gosh. The picture of Ralph makes me think of a yokai.
Yeah, actually I could see that.
I think it's the tongue.
Ralph's gonna ready up for his adventure today. He's gonna make sure his hat's all good and that the feather on his fedora is nice and pointy.
Is part of his adventure going to be fixing his outfit? Or is he just rolling with the parts that are good and calling it good from there?
I mean, he's rolling with the fedora. The fedora is swagger.
believe he's
He
still
needs
got
a
the
tie.
fedora. He's still got the fedoras because there's two, and I think he still has the jean shorts for now.
Yeah. He just needs a tie, and he'll be like really cool looking.
Oh, that's right. Didn't he have like nerd glasses as well?
I don't think he had nerd.
No,
I mean,
that was nerd.
The picture, the picture had nerd glasses, but he doesn't.
He does not. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you getting ready for work?
Tucker immediately side glances to the other party members, and I think they're still asleep at this point, unless I'm mistaken.
They are. Brooke is still asleep.
All one of them.
He verifies that they are asleep, and then comments,
Yeah, though, keep it down.
he sort of bashfully says.
For now, okay. Yeah, I got places to go. I'm gonna see a mime about a thingy. I'm gonna get a thingy.
The metronome.
Tucker just kind of cocks his head like,
What sort of thingy?
A little box with a pendulum inside. He stops, wondering if he should explain the word pendulum. That's to say a box with a string and a rod on the inside that goes back and forth. Like a cuckoo clock, but without the clock. Or the cuckoo. Just the swingy bit.
As this long run-on sentence of explanation continues, Tucker's head cocks slightly more and more and more, before he finally
Like an
says,
owl.
But why do you need that?
It's just a hunch. I've been hearing a ticking in my head, and I figure if I get something that ticks, then I'll know what it means. Maybe, I don't know.
Tucker realigns his head, blinking for a moment.
Well, good luck with that, I guess.
Yeah. It's a box that ticks. That way, if you're doing something to keep time, you can keep time. It's really great for like playing instruments, because like you know if you have to hit the one drum every 5 seconds and the other drum every 3 seconds, you get the metronome and you can get the timing down.
He almost cocks his head again.
Well, keeping time could be useful. I don't think I can play any instruments, though.
Oh, I didn't show you this. He unrolls the map. Check this out.
Yes. Brooke begins to wake up as Ralph excitedly pulls out his map.
The endless chatter does eventually wake the Totodile.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Tucker, sort of half by force and half by interest, does look at the map, since he doesn't have really a choice on it, and he doesn't quite understand it heavily, but he does recognize that it's kind of looking like where they're at, like it does seem to be their continent. So he does recognize that much about it.
He recognizes that it is a map, but he can't really read it.
He might be able to pick out 1 or 2 places on it if they remind him of places he's been. I can't remember how badly scribbled this map is, though.
I got 5 successes. It's pretty darn good.
It's pretty okay. Then he could probably make out like your details here and there.
Yep. Ralph may even have some side notes that, at least of names of the places that are marked off, that he managed to mark off. Such as the Muted Glade, the Aster Rock, where the Cave of Mirror is, Savan Town, Sea Spray, the Rusty Canyon.
Tucker would definitely
etc.
remember anywhere he's been. Tucker comments,
Oh, where'd you get this?
I made it myself. The Mawile had one, and I copied it.
Oh, well, that looks pretty good.
She's super smart and super cute. Yeah, she's great.
there's a very slight eye roll from the pooch. But not particularly mean one.
Of course she is, I guess. That's really cool she let you copy the map, though. That could be useful for us.
There's not a lot of good maps back in Japan Town, as I remember.
So what's Brooke gonna do?
A good question, considering Brooke was awakened by map chatter.
You keep noticing full well that Brooks. Well, I guess you gotta keep getting ready for work. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and get breakfast.
Brooke blinks awake, sitting up. He frowns a moment before suddenly rubbing his eyes, scratching his head a bit. He looks over to Tucker and Ralph. "Morning, team," he says, his cheerful tone somewhat missing this morning.
Tucker gives a little bit of a tail wave to the departing Ralph, assuming Ralph is still departing.
Yeah, Ralph's like, okay, good morning, Brooke. Anyways, I'm gonna go get breakfast.
Though Tucker does bend an ear slightly, in thought as he hears Brooks' comments.
Hey, are you feeling okay today?
Picking up on the lack of cheeriness.
What's this? No cheer in Team Cheer?
Team depressed.
Unacceptable.
What alternate universe have we walked into where they're, Team sad?
Team sad.
Team cheerless.
Team Drill.
Team dreary.
But, well, Brooke writes, Riley,
Hi.
you notice there really aren't a lot of people down in the, eating area just yet. There isn't much food set out either, so it's still fairly early. Or you missed breakfast, but considering there's still some fog around, that's hard to believe. Huh? Oh, yeah. Just had a weird dream, I think? Brooke says, rubbing his chin a bit. Then he grins again, putting on his cheerful face. Nothing to worry about. What was that Ralph said about going to work?
As Brooke talks, Tucker actually pads over to the bed, which hopefully it's dried out by now. That note.
The bed was dry by the time you all came back.
Good. It's hard to tell. Mattresses are son of a bitch to dry out sometimes.
Oh, they just replaced the bed.
That's probably the easier way to do it, yes. Granted, we don't have a mattress per se, but at least I don't think we do. I don't remember actually what these beds are made of, but I digress. Tucker would actually... Tucker, having quite a bit more cheer to him, would actually give a friendly little nuzzle to the side of Brooks' belly, just to see if he's just a little bit doting, a little bit concerned. But as he's reassured, Tucker does waggle his tail, glad to see a bit of a grin on that giant crocodile snout again. His ears pick up a little bit as he thinks at the last comment.
Oh, well, I've been working and earning some money. I figured it'd be good to support us, especially when we have to leave.
He's not quite dodging the question, but he does seem a little bit vague. Still, he seems receptive to whatever Brooke wants to say next. And because he is a heart on his sleeve sort of pooch, he is a little bit blushy as he answers. Just being a little coy. Oh, you guys are locked together again, I see. There it goes.
What?
Oh, you guys weren't locked together. It's just you were standing on Lizard. You're stepping on Lizard like this. So when I lifted Lizard, it did this.
Look, man. The mob's hitbox is bigger than you'd think.
Lizard is surprisingly big. I agree.
Burke rubs Tucker's head a little as he's nuzzled. Wow, I can words today, I promise. Oh, that's cool. Good job. I hope you don't have tomorrow booked, though. I assigned Team Sheriff for the Gladiator tournament.
Tucker's eyes go a bit wide at this last comment. Taking a second to think about this one. Actually, more than a few seconds.
Well, I was going to work more, but I'm not really, forced to. I'm available, but the fighting thing?
He seems a little bit put off guard by this, and Brooke might get the idea that he might be a little bit swooped by the idea of the crowds.
That's a lot of people.
Let's see. Does Tucker know that the gladiators have to wear outfits? I mean, it's kind of been insinuated.
Tucker has not had the chance to hear the rules about the gladiator tourneys.
Yeah, he doesn't know much of anything.
No. The only interactions Tucker has had with the gladiators is when he entered the town and saw Glide, who
Right.
was a jerk.
Right.
I wonder if he's still cooling off that burn.
Tucker would finish his statement. Tucker would finish his statement by saying,
Do you think we're actually ready for that?
he seems a little unsure of himself. In short, Brooke can get the impression that Tucker may have some reservations about this surprise news, but at the same time is sticking very much to the thought pattern of, yeah, I will go with what the team leader wants to do.
Oh. I'm sorry. I should have asked, Brooke says, his grin falling again. I mean, I wanted to see how we'd do. I was excited to test out how much we've grown since we got here. He seems a bit more guilt-ridden than you might expect.
Tucker's eyes go wide again, but this time he seems immediately regretful as to his word choices.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm just a little nervous around big crowds, I think. But if you think that we should test, then I think that's a good idea too. Actually, it would be good to see if we can work together as a team in something of an environment that's not as dangerous as some of the others we've seen.
He thinks back a bit to quite a number of situations.
What do I have to do to get ready?
He wags his tail, trying to be more optimistic, trying to cheer up the Totodile. Decision-making anxiety. Well, he had to make a hard decision the day before, so...
And was also subject to the presence of the overall tourney ground champion. Electricity is very terrifying for most water types.
Ooh, yeah. Good point. I remember the scene now. I just kind of forgot.
Something, the smell of ozone.
We can take him.
Of course Riley believes that.
I got ground type move now, I can just hit him with it.
If you can hit him with it.
Oh, you underestimate me.
Brooke smiles a bit. Thanks for saying so. But I think a Pokemon should do what they want, and only listen to orders when they want to. He says. But if you want to join, You don't need much. An article of clothing is recommended, like a costume for the crowd to cheer for.
Tucker shakes his head to the first comment and says,
It's all right. I want to listen to you.
he smiles softly.
You're the leader, after all. And I believe in you.
He thinks for a second about the clothing comment.
I don't have anything, but I might be able to figure something out for that. Today. I'll have to see.
His blush seems to grow a little stronger, as he does consider one option, but he seems a little too shy to mention it right now.
Brooke smiles a bit more genuinely. Well, I'm glad you think of me that way. As long as you want to. Go ahead and get to work. I don't want to make you late, he says.
The pooch wriggles his tail and butt a little bit, doing a little friendly, cheery nod, and almost turns to step away before turning right back. And after just a second of consideration, he basically does a very full but soft headbutt right into the Totodile's belly, just to make sure that Croc is actually cheered up a bit. Warm fuzzy pooch head for just a second against belly, before he finally does turn and head off to his duties.
Well,
Oh, LK,
Wow.
have you ever had a dog just bury itself in your lap, bury its head in your lap or such, in a very sweet way? It's like that.
yes. Brooke grins and lays back in bed for a moment after Tucker leaves. I wonder who Scales is.
Scales?
Oh, I know what that means.
I think I've forgotten.
I'm
There's
watching the chat.
There's a glimpse. You should
Realization.
reread.
Oh, maybe I missed that bit. Oh, right! Derp, I forgot.
The realization in chat is great.
I just had that. Say realization, so...
Anyway,
Well, actually, I kind of
So-
knew half of that anyways, but I forgot. So I get to re-realize
so
it.
happy plot noises. Yes, Kyrio. Yes. So, as I said before, and holy crap, by the way, Kyrio, your response time was phenomenal tonight, so thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
It's not as crowded as you thought it might be. There's still some fog out, so it's fairly early. And there isn't all that much food that's been set out yet. Lizard is still conked out, limp, and kinda heavy in your arms.
I shall
And
put
soon
him
after-
down on a table.
You're gonna have to just, like, open his snout, stuff apple in, close snout.
I want to choke him.
So what way are you laying Lizard down on the table?
I'm like, have you ever tried to put down a sleeping animal?
Yes.
Just like that, actually. You sort of gently lower it down and attempt to scoot your hands up from underneath it.
Well, Lizard is now flopped on their side on a table.
Perfect. I'm now going to sit at the table and wait for food to be brought out.
Oh.
Also, very casually, I'm going to wait for Brooke to come down.
Future Riley, it says.
What did I rip my coat and make it into a very long scarf?
We got sick of the coat, I guess.
Let's just see, he just sort of defaults back to having scarves. No matter what happens, he had a bandana in the start of the first one, and now he ended up with a scarf at the end. Started with a scarf here, he's gonna end with a different scarf. Entirely unrelated scarf.
Scott. But yes, soon after Riley is Ralph. And then Tucker. But by the time Ralph and Tucker come down, food has been brought out and more of the Pokemon have come around for breakfast. Some seem to be foregoing breakfast, seeming to save their meal for a later one. Rhys is, of course, not making breakfast.
I shall get some food for myself. Some food for the lizard when he wakes up.
Also, apparently
Ralph
that's a
will
cape,
get-
by the way.
Ralph will get some for himself, a little more for himself, and just a little bit more for him.
Today is potato pancakes and eggs of some kind.
I'm okay with this.
Their pancakes are weird. They're okay, but they're kind of weird.
They are crunch. They are crunchy.
It's one of those times where I feel like I mean one thing, but it turns out to be another thing. It's just, I get that mental disconnection with those things.
It depends on how the potato pancakes are made.
Oh my god, Rocky, that's my favorite image.
That is adorable, holy shit.
I think my favorite thing about it is the paunch.
Hey.
It really is. I mean, look at it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I think that's a healthily fed lizard right there. That's good. I like that. I think a little paunch is
Eventually,
great.
as food comes out, Lizard starts to stir on the table.
Perfect. You can arouse him with food.
Also, Ralph, you get the distinct feeling there should be more food here. But there is not.
Is that a logistical pining or just a pining because he wants more food?
No, it's his food senses tingling because the scraps got thrown away.
Something's not quite right here. I can't put my finger on it, but maybe the answer will come to me if I get 2 more of these potato pancakes on my plate. Yeah, there we go.
Riley will facepalm.
Hey, Riley, you gonna give me back my, my boot?
No.
Don't really take it from you.
You don't drink responsibly, for one. For two, you're offering drinks to Lizard, who is however years old we don't know. Third, no. It's mine now. Deal with it.
I'm not that young.
How old are you? Also, good morning.
Good morning. I don't know. I think I'm older than Tucker. It's hard to tell.
Oh, that's not saying too much, honestly. Regardless, you probably shouldn't be drinking.
Pokemon ages are definitely nebulous to even Pokemon, I think.
I don't want to drink, but thank you for caring.
Well, I do want to drink. Give it here.
No. I'm gonna rub Lizard's head.
Tucker will, in the process, also grab a hearty portion of everything, and sit down kind of in the middle of this. He's clearly very cheery, actually, in the middle of all this bickering. It seems like he's actually gotten used to it.
I want to roll for snatch.
What? Excuse me, sir.
He sneaks a little. He sneaks a little four-paw pat to Lizard's head as he sits down.
Lizard churs and trills. Lizard is happy with head pats.
Good double head pats. Are you trying to steal the alcohol back off of me? Excuse me, hold on a minute.
I'm going to allow him to attempt to use Snatch for this.
With the move snatch.
Yes.
Does he have it?
He does.
I
This
do.
upsets me.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wait, what did he get snatched?
Now, it's
I
a natural move that Munchlax has.
I just,
Now here's the thing.
What do I roll to resist?
So, Ralph, you have analyzed the advantages that your foe, the Riley, has.
the Riley.
The Riley. Not a Riley.
His current
The Riley.
advantages are he possesses your liquor, and he has the lizard, also known as Chair to you. Your liquor is somewhere hidden in the Riley's bag.
Actually, if Lizard gets fat, I wonder if Ralph will consider him sofa after that point.
Beanbag.
You will say
Beanbag.
nothing of the sorts ever again.
Just saying.
Lizard starts taking after Ralph, becomes so.
You are both terrible influences.
Why, you don't think Lizard should have a little bit punch like this picture? Come on. You don't think he should be well fed? Okay, sure.
There's a difference between well-fed and chubby.
Chubby is well fed. That's the same thing. if something's not chubby, you can't tell if they're well fed or not.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. So what do I do to resist Ralph stealing the alcohol back?
Ralph hasn't stolen the alcohol.
Oh, cool.
Snatch analyzes advantages and then makes them their own.
Am I aware of him doing that?
Does that mean he gets
Well-
Lizard?
Ralph has opened his mouth and does the weird inhaling thing for Snatch that he usually does. You can hear the bottle rattling in your bag, and Lizard is being slowly sucked off the table like a vacuum.
I'm gonna activate Bone Rush and smack him upside the head with it.
You don't need to activate Bone Rush. You still have the bone.
But this is a power move. Like I'm activating my power weapon and hitting him with it.
Oh wait, you don't have the bone. What happened to it?
Actually, yeah.
It's over here in this as a held item because I'm
Ah,
Oh, right.
perpetually
Because it is a hold item even though it's not actually doing anything.
Yeah, it's not even over
Nah.
there.
Yeah, you don't
Sorry.
have it anywhere, actually.
It's over here in text, bone in brackets held. It's the only place that exists is on the character sheet. It's not an actual physical item anywhere.
Why?
I don't know,
so
it
you're
just never was given to
activating
me.
Bone Club.
I'll fix that.
You can go ahead and roll it if you like.
Yep.
Burke yawns and goes to get breakfast as if whatever's going on over there isn't. So,
I'm gonna evade.
I'm imagining that how this plays out. You can go ahead and roll your evasion then, Ralph, but it is -2 die.
Also, Tucker
Yeah.
will casually place a forepaw on Lizard's back just to keep him from sliding, while continuing
So
to eat
that's
his
only
potato
one.
pancakes.
If it's only one, there's no point rolling, you won't win. And you definitely didn't win.
I mean, he could have rolled a 6.
I got 2 successes.
Fair enough. I was saying you could have rolled a 6 mostly because it's like, well, he could have actually gotten something, but yeah. Also, Lizard is just nibbling on this potato pancake, mildly oblivious to the conflict going around him, kind of in the same mild state that, you know, Brooke and Tucker are about this at this point. It's like, yes, this is normal. This is fine. He may also be just a little too used to internal conflict.
Aw. Tucker's comfortable
So
because he knows Ralph won't die from this because Ralph is Ralph, so whatever.
So what I'm imagining is Riley sees that Ralph has suddenly opened his mouth and is starting to inhale, well, his bag and lizard. So he conjures up a bone club and moves to whack Ralph on the head to shut his mouth. Ralph attempts to backstep, doesn't get far enough, gets bonked on the head, and ends up shutting his mouth and gets sour puckered lips for it.
Should I roll for damage?
No.
Why not? I could KO him. I want to see if I can do it.
Tucker looks over and says,
I'm glad you two are waking up well.
Oh, yeah. Morning aerobics.
because they clearly are.
Don't do that again.
Ralph
Ever.
has a mild bump on his head.
Add to the collection.
Okay, I got mine to see.
So, as Ralph starts to walk out, all of you start overhearing there's a pair of pioneers that are sort of going around handing out flyers. It's a Sceptile and some sort of small foxish looking Pokemon. One that none of you particularly recognize.
Some of Tucker's curiosity is drawn to this Pokemon he's not seen before. And to whatever they're happen to be handing out.
The Sceptile sort of walks over to the table with this stack of flyers in their hands. Hey, have you heard about the eating contest today? It's supposed to happen right before the Melon Parade.
The what parade?
Melon Parade?
Yeah, the Melon Parade.
Hold on, I know a Leafeon who might be 100% down for this.
Would immediately link to that Skyrim video where somebody had a spell that spawned like 500 melons indoors. But I can't remember the link to that. Tucker would speak up.
Eating contest? Melon parade?
He seems honestly a bit confused, but a little bit intrigued. Though he does have things to do today.
Yeah. Oh, right. You guys must be new here. Anyway, the Sceptile flips out one of the flyers. And at the top of the flyer, there's this big melon surrounded by a bunch of other food. And under it says, eating contest. And it looks like it's set about, a little before lunchtime to go a little after it. And let me put up the information.
Well, guys, I know what I'm doing for lunch.
Yeah, you do that.
Apparently the person who wins gets 100 Poke and 2 Lumberries.
Right, so Ralph has immediately won this, so I'm gonna just not go.
Wait, didn't Ralph leave?
He's back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause he
I
was
said
picked up.
as Ralph was getting up to leave, they come over. So that
Copious
Ralph doesn't
amount
miss this
of-
opportunity.
Copious amounts of free food, and then I get to win even more?
Well, I mean, I don't think you'd normally want to eat a Lumberry straight. Not unless you need to.
No, of course not. They're that magic one that, makes you not confused. They're magic medicine.
Tucker does take the flyer, kind of muttering under his breath.
Maybe I could take a half day today.
So, there an entry fee into this?
Not really.
No, hot
At
dog.
least,
Hot dogs are not the
not that
entry
I saw.
fee.
At least not that I know of. Unless they started. Who knows, they might one year. Would be a shame, but I mean, free food and all. He shrugs. Also, you were asking about the melon parade, right? And he looks down and starts poking at the little fox Pokemon, who hops up and sort of starts to dust the surface of the table off with their tail. Here you go. And they lay down a single flyer of their own, and it's a crudely drawn sort of art thing on the flyer that's a bunch of oddish that are supposed to look like melons marching in a row. Apparently the melon parade happens almost directly after the eating contest, but basically it's that sort of quintessential Japanese summer thing where, you know, friends go to the beach and they crack a melon open and have melon together. Except this is a parade where...
We crack open an oddish and have oddish together.
No.
Sounds good.
Where basically it starts at one end of the beach and they just go down the beach all the way to the docks and then head back up, and all along the way they'll stop periodically for more Pokemon to join, to crack open melons, eat melons along the way. It's just a sort of strange festive cultural thing.
Huh. I've never actually heard of this tradition, but it sounds fun.
Well, the actual tradition is not like that, but, you know, Pokemon.
Variation, of course. But I've never heard the original one either, so that was kind of interesting. Huh.
Yep.
If I recall correctly, Tucker is not on a binding schedule. In other words, he can work when he wants to.
This is correct.
Yes, that's just wanted to double check that.
Now, you don't have to take part in the entire parade, but it does last the rest of the day.
Ugh, sounds like a very good reason not to go to the parade.
Well, I mean, free melon.
Yes, but also crowds.
The foxy Pokemon sort of shrugs and lifts up one of their forepaws, dusting under it. I don't mind crowds that much. Besides, apparently it's really romantic at night at the end of the parade. They set up bonfires and everything.
Right. I shall take your own good intentions towards crowds into mind when I consider how much I don't like crowds.
How about your friend? The fox Pokemon seems to have this sly smile as they look at Lizard, who just obliviously chirrups and looks up from the potato pancake they have been nibbling on.
Adorable.
What? You're asking me? You can ask him if you want to know.
I bet you two would look real cute as the fox Pokemon is yanked by their tail and held aloft by the Sceptile. Or the, Grovyle, I'm sorry. I kept calling them a Sceptile, they're a Grovyle. Yeah, ignore them, they're new. And they basically toss this fox Pokemon over their shoulder as they squeak and squirm, heading off to hand out more flyers. Hope to see you at the contest and the parade.
I wonder if that's a normal occurrence.
Lizard just sort of blinks. And then they find a plate and then hold it up, trying to give the biggest eyes to Riley. Can they have more?
More pancakes? Yeah, sure. Remember
More
that plate of
food?
bitches anymore. Yeah.
Interesting. He's
Is
gone
there-
from I shouldn't eat that much, I don't want to get in the way, to can I have more food?
This is what we call character development.
Lizard is hungry, and, well... I mean, it's better than making Riley feel. Because making Riley feel bad is bad. Even if eating too much is bad. Making Riley feel bad is more bad.
This lizard is too blessed for this world.
Tucker did kind of react during that silly conversation about crowds, thinking about it a little bit. And maybe even muttering,
Well, it would help me get used to it, especially if we're doing that tomorrow.
actually, was he told it was tomorrow? I think he was.
Yeah.
Also, I have another blurry image that I can't quite make out.
It's Team Tier blepping.
Oh, blep cheer team, okay. I was like, what the hell is that first word? I see it now.
Yeah, lizard getting dairy. Maybe.
And what does Brooke think of the whole shenanigans, if anything?
But before we get on that, Riley's just going to say to Tucker, it's less that I don't like crowds and more the crowds really don't like me.
I honestly can't remember if Tucker knows about the aura sense and how that affects crowds and stuff.
Tucker does not. I think the only one who's even been in any way informed, even if it was briefly, was Brooke. The only one who really knows is Lizard.
Tucker responds to Riley by kind of giving a little bit of a nod.
Well, that's fair. Not everybody likes crowds. I'm not huge on them either, but I feel like I should get used to them a bit more. Especially if I want to be dependable in any situation.
I don't think crowds are going to be a huge part of our future. Personally. Tomorrow notwithstanding. And the rest of this trip notwithstanding, I guess.
But if there's no crowds, how do they hold festivals for when you do a good thing?
Do they do festivals for that?
I don't know. I kinda assume that pioneers get celebrated when they do a big good thing.
I mean, maybe. We have not been around long enough to know that.
Actually, Tucker did read a book that, well, remember that book? I wonder if it mentioned any festivals.
It probably mentioned the holidays in entries that were pertinent.
That's right.
Well, I think I read about some events that happen here and there. It seems Pokemon do things like that.
Burke has no comment on the parade, as he's eating food this whole time.
Man, imagine all the food he's gonna have stacked on that plate by that point.
Burke is eating away his guilt,
Aw.
instead of the other way around.
Oh, that's not any better.
If he needs more dog nuzzles.
Well, let me put things this way, Tucker. There's nothing being in a crowd will do to help me not dislike crowds. It's other stuff, which I don't know how to do, because I've had no one to tell me what to do, and it's... well... it's hard to explain. This is aura stuff.
Tucker nods slowly.
Well, yeah, I don't really understand that too much, but I do know how it is to, like, sense other things, though.
He thinks a little bit back on kind of the, well, power of darkness after all.
Well, maybe that's okay. I just want to experience crowds myself just to get over some other things that I have to deal with. But you don't have to. Maybe you should look for somebody, you know, of your species that could help with aura?
Well, there are only two that I've found, and I don't think either of them are in any way going to teach me bugger all. He's gonna tap on his forehead twice, and then just hesitate before continuing. There was the Gladiator champion that's probably not going to teach me anything. It's probably because I really pissed him off. But quite frankly, he deserved it.
He was a jerk and splashed Riley and me.
Tucker folds back his ears for a second.
Was that the same guy we saw the first day?
Yeah, same guy.
I don't like him either.
At least he's not as scary as the one with the Deadeye.
Deadeye?
Yeah, there was I think they were an electric Pokemon.
They're the current arena champion. Their name is Deadeye. They got one eye.
Oh. Are they mean too?
Grumpy, I suppose would be the word. Brooke said a thing.
Yes, yes.
If we win the tournament, we could try to kick his butt. Brooke says, finally coming over.
I would very much enjoy kicking Glide's butt, so I feel as though I could do it one-on-one.
Tucker
And
smirks
yes,
a
that
bit.
was in relation.
Yeah, the Lucario. I figured. Sorry about the delay on that. Tucker does get a little bit of an impish side grin.
I wouldn't mind beating him up a little bit.
He says a bit candidly.
As a group, it would probably just be a pummeling, to be honest.
As long as it's all fair and stuff.
Oh, sure, it's fair. We will fairly be equating his face to the floor.
Lizard stares at the last potato pancake.
I will give Lizard the last potato pancake.
Also, is Ralph still around, or has Ralph run off to do things?
I'm here.
Okay. Lizard will then offer the last potato pancake to Ralph.
Ralph's like, no, I'm good. I gotta go.
Wow, hell truly must be freezing over.
Okay. And now it's Lizard's turn to open up and munch on the potato pick.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I had plenty.
I'm actually legitimately concerned.
I know, he's turning down food. Something's probably... I think I might have hit him harder than I thought.
Well, he's gotta save up room to fucking demolish the contest.
Oh.
No, this is fair.
No. I just realized if Ralph had known about the contest like a day earlier, he probably would have tried to have starved himself.
I don't know if he would have had
He
enough
wants to
willpower.
win. He doesn't need to be, eating all the other competitors.
Fair.
Oh, Kirby. Man, you know what's funny? Ralph wins, but he's just casually having one.
Stop it, you've already won!
Tucker does turn back to Riley for a second, though. Thinking about something.
Hey, if crowds are a problem, though, are you gonna be okay for the tournament?
I have no idea. I hope so.
It's okay if you have to sit it out or something.
Trust me, I'll be doing no such thing. Something tells me you're all going to need me there.
Yeah, we're gonna need you to carry away the unconscious body when I pound you good.
I'll be carrying away your unconscious body, most likely, Ralph.
No.
Tucker does kind of look
probably
this.
be-
Oop.
Lizard just sort of hangs their head a bit, fidgets with their little claw finger. You'll probably be carrying away mine. I'm not very strong compared to the rest of you.
I don't know about that. Last I recall, you basically incinerated somebody.
I only got lucky.
Hey,
Don't
you were
forget
pretty clever
you
when you were...
survived. You
don't wanna keep
survived
talking.
being my care when we first met you, and you've only gotten stronger since.
And
Ralph,
you were
I
really
swear
good when
to
you were on
God.
my back, even. You did a really good fire breath at the right time. Or ember, rather, but tit for tat.
Brooke tilts his head. Crowds? Is this related to when you got that headache when we got here?
It is a bit worse than a headache. If you want me to go into detail, I can.
Lizard sort of leans over and flops on the table again, and then reaches to hold one of Riley's paws.
Aw.
I will hold tiny lizard hand.
Lizard looks like they might start to cry.
Oh. Oh no.
They feel so loved.
I will, with free hand, rub over lizard's head.
I can be useful to you all.
Oh, you already are.
Tucker also noses over in concern, giving Lizard a little bit of a lick to the side. Feeling bad that he's crying even if he's happy.
Well, I'm sure we can find something to help with that. You can't be the first Riola to have that problem, Brooke says with a yawn. At the very least, maybe there's a book or something on it.
I could probably tell you what the issue is, Brooke. I mean, we've been around for what? A legitimate question, I don't actually know.
Good lord, I haven't been keeping track of the time.
We'll go with a month or so, sure. A month or two.
It's more than a month. It's
2 months.
closer to 2.
2 months. We've been here for about 2 months, and in that time, I've gone from not being able to use ore at all to be able to conjure weapons with it. It's may very well be too much too fast, and I don't know what I'm doing with it.
To be fair, it's not exactly a weapon, it's a bow.
It's a weapon. Shush.
It's a
Get out of here, God! It's a weapon.
It's a cylinder.
It's a weapon. Okay, I'd like to see you conjure a cylinder out of thin air, Karserus.
He's a god, he can.
Conjure cylinder of lightning.
I'm gonna take that and use it on the arena. Thank you very much.
What? No.
Get back my lightning cylinder.
I'm taking Zeus's.
You can take my lightning hexagon, but not my lightning cylinder.
But it's mine.
Get back the commentator's weaponry.
Never.
Mine.
Yoink.
Don't.
I'm running. I'm using quick attack to get out of here.
Extreme speed. I'm a Jolteon.
Okay, I'll just do the thing that I saw in a cartoon once. Well, I'll just stop, activate Bone Rush, and trip you, and then run the other direction.
We've turned into Wile E. Coyote, folks.
Absolutely.
Tucker seems to have a thought for a second in the midst of this.
In the midst of me bickering with God.
Yes, in the midst of you bickering with God, just shouting up at the ceiling. Tucker comments,
So, is it like overwhelming senses?
That's pretty much exactly on point, actually.
Well,
Like, every sense. Including... I can look into people's feelings. And surface level thoughts. And when I say I can, I mean I'm doing it basically 100% of the time at this point, and I don't really know how to turn it off.
well, it might mess with your abilities, but maybe there's something that could block it out or something? Some sort of item, maybe? I don't know what's in this town, but it's pretty big.
Riley will just shrug. Maybe.
If only Ralph were here, he could give them a logic roll to figure something out. I sort of guessed that was what the problem was, Brooke says. I mean, I sort of know what aura is. Wait, how do I know that? He thinks a bit before shrugging it off. Ralph, by the way, where are you going / what are you doing prior to contest?
We're gonna go see if we can't find Mr. Mime's emporium of acting stuff.
Ah, yes, the Mr. Mime shop. Sorry, I needed to remind you. So, while they are discussing aura, because they're going to be in that discussion for a while, you head off searching for the shop with the Mr. Mime in it.
Indeed. Probably ask around if I...
Well, it's not particularly hard to find. Asking just a couple people about a Mr. Mime that, you know, has, like, a mustache and stuff, that's not particularly common. And so they point you to the Mr. Mime shop.
So if it's open, Ralph will happily walk in.
So, the door isn't locked, but the Mr. Mime, not having expected any actual, like, guess, quote-unquote, throws up their arms and then just lets them fall to their sides as they slouch forward with an exasperated look on their face. They do indeed have a mustache, as well as a ludicrously tall top hat.
Oh, that's a good look. Maybe I can get a mustache.
The Mr. Mime smirks and starts to twirl their mustache.
And what's funny is now there's an evolution that does have a mustache, by the way, so...
I do not accept this evolution, it's creepy.
I actually like that one more than Mr. Mime.
They're both pretty fucking creepy, though, to be honest.
It's the lesser of two evils, so...
Buttons charm, the buttons are eyes.
I mean, that's the least creepy part, honestly, in my book. I've seen a lot of monster designs like that for... Like, I remember a Kirby monster that did that. So...
So, Ralph's like,
You got a lot of cool stuff here.
The Mr. Mime nods approvingly, gesturing towards their many props, decorations, and accoutrements.
You know, it's not really why I'm here, but
Which, by the way, they actually gesture to some signs that say props, decorations, and accoutrements on them.
nice.
no, it's actually not why I'm here, but you got any ties? I'm thinking a nice, loud red one.
They frown, twirl their mustache a bit, and they start to, for some reason, by the way, their shoe, feet, whatevers make slight squeaky noises as they shuffle around Ralph at varying speeds, observing him bending over, analyzing his figure and proportions.
Ralph pats his belly.
Yeah, I'm kinda bell-shaped.
Zipping back to their original position, they tap their chin a few times. And then a light bulb appears above their head.
Oh, that's gotta be handy.
They grab the light bulb and then flick their wrist. It's gone. And
Oh,
their hand
Ralph
is shut,
claps.
and they move their other hand up, slowly inserting 2 fingers into their fist, and slowly they pull out a long red tie.
oh, that's
Go, Ralph
Wow.
claps. Ralph claps. He's like, go. That sort of Animal Crossing clap. Like,
The stuff is all well and fine until you realize the Mr. Mime charges performance fees.
The Mr. Mime just nods and does a thespian bow. ending up twirling this red tie around their fingers as they bow, and then boop, they flick their hand out, and the tie is suddenly attached to Ralph.
Nice. Oh, I look so swag. But anyway,
The tie is ludicrously long, and it is designed like a snake. Specifically in Arbok, it's just red.
Nice.
It's kind of badass, actually.
So, Ralph, okay, so the actual reason I came here is that a very smart and cute Mawile told me that you might have the metronome. And I don't exactly know what I'm looking for. I just know that it makes a ticking sound, and I've been hearing a ticking sound, so I don't know, it makes sense to me.
They slide one hand under their chin, tilting their head quizzically, just sort of poking their cheek with their other hand, as they struggle to remember what this item is. And then they move to hold out their hand, and they form it in a sort of box shape, and hold up a finger in their other hand, and they wave it back and forth, looking between their hands and looking at Ralph, nodding as if to say, "This, correct?"
I'm sorry, I was paying attention to the thing. What?
I know a lot of these images from Monfaz are just kind of like puzzles for me. Like I have to figure them out.
Distortion world.
But why?
Send
the
Ralph to hell.
I mean, Eragon has a game that features a Giratina, but
I am the Giratina.
Yeah.
Yes, what Kyrio said. Basically, the Mr. Mime mimed a metronome and sort of, in a gesticulatory manner, asked if that's what Ralph was after.
Yeah, that's it. A box with the pendulum inside, like a cuckoo clock, but without the cuckoo or the
He
clock.
makes
And just the switch.
noises as he waves his finger back and forth.
Yep, that's the thing.
Putting their hand on their hips, the Mr. Mime sort of
I love this
me too.
picture.
Me too. Honestly,
Sort
this
of
is adorable.
just tilts their head back and forth with a sort of face on as they consider this. And then they walk over to what must be a cash box of some kind and sort of press a button, and out comes the register, and they slide it back in slowly and then pop it back out with the signature cha-ching and slide the till back in, and then look at Ralph quizzically, holding out a hand, motioning in a sort of gimme sort of way.
Oh, yeah, how much?
Ralph starts to fiddle through his bag of money.
How many giblets?
Okay, so Monfaz explains the picture. It's basically a representation of hell freezing over, according to that one. I don't know which comment.
Hell was frozen over because he wasn't eating.
So basically,
Yeah,
his
he
logic
turned down
is
the-
distortion world becoming normal is equivalent to hell freezing over. I kind of get it,
Yeah.
but it needed an explanation. Yeah.
Do. So, they hold out one hand, which has, of course, 5 fingers on it. And then they hold out another hand on the same side that is cupped in a circular manner for 0. And then yet another hand on that side further out for another 0. And the Mr. Mime smiles and nods, gesturing with his other hand on the other side of his body towards the 3 hands that are making a 500.
Yo, 5 got it. Yeah, I'm kidding.
The Mr. Mime folds his oddly unbalanced forearms and shakes their head, wagging a finger at Ralph for his poor jest.
Well, I definitely don't got that much. But, yeah, I will pay you to keep the tie. Can I just sort of see the metronome? See if anything comes to me? It's just
Mr. Mime
weird,
shrugs.
I don't know how to explain.
Mr. Mime just sort of shrugs, and the 2 prop arms just clatter to the floor. They look at them, and then grab the prop arms and make them disappear, mostly by hiding them behind their back.
So, yeah, I offer you a hand, but you got some extra already.
The Mr. Mime actually motions and gesticulates as if they're having a raucous laughter. Slapping their knee and everything with one of the false hands.
That's great.
They motion for Ralph to follow with one of the false hands in their real hand. Or is it
Ralph.
just another false hand that is in a false hand?
Yeah, Ralph follows and is like,
So you use those to get the upper hand on the competition?
Do you know the motion that some characters do where they do like the finger guns? That. But he's using the prop hands to do it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, they really must be handy.
Ah, if only the Mr. Mime could speak, they would do hand jokes with you. Alas, they can only pantomime. Twiddles
Well,
mustache and highbrow jokes.
But yeah, I understand that, it costs so much. You can't be doing handouts. Even if your hands are out.
God, bad puns. I'm only encouraging it.
I hate it.
So, as you go to the back, it actually leads off to the side, down this hallway that looks suspiciously like the backstage area to a theater. And you eventually come out on a stage inside a building. It's a relatively small theater, all things said, but the Mr. Mime hops down off the stage and motions Ralph over towards where, well, instruments would be played and the conductor's podium is, and sitting on that is a metronome.
first Ralph addresses no one, like, even though the theater is empty. Stands center stage and,
Hello, everyone. What's the difference between a piano and a fish?
he waits for no one to answer.
I know
There's
this
a-
one. I
There
hate it.
is there's the noise of a cricket tot, even though there isn't one.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Thank you. I'll be here for like 20 more minutes. I love you all. Goodbye.
The Mr. Mime seems mildly confused by this joke.
They don't know what a piano is.
They know what a tuna is, nerd.
Oh, tuna! Shoot! That's right.
What's a tuna? What's a tuna with you?
Yeah, the tuna fish don't work because there's
Oh, Pokemon World.
Is there any Pokemon that starts with tuna?
I don't think so.
Shoot, the joke doesn't work.
Sad.
So he goes to look at the metronome. He like picks it up, holds it, tries to see if anything happens. He doesn't think it will, but
When Ralph picks up the metronome, the Mr. Mime will reach over with one of the prop hands and have it just do that slowly take it in 2 fingers, take it from Ralph, and set it back onto the podium, and then use the prop hand to wag a finger at you.
Jokey jokey.
And
You're
then
like,
they put the prop arm and hand in the other prop arm and hand and lean over just enough to poke the metronome so it starts.
and so he watches this thing go back and forth, seeing if it matches the ticking in his head, or if it gives him any sort of insight or.
Do 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 ding.
That's okay, Rocky.
It's okay. You don't have to draw a Mr. Mime. We're all creeped out by Mr. Mime. And Jinx.
We do not speak
Oh,
of that
gosh.
one.
I've got it. I found a new recipe.
Oh my god.
But here's the thing, Ralph. You remember things.
Hmm.
And it occurs to you, well, if you can harness the energy of a thunderstone in an unconventional manner, why can't you take the wild and unpredictable energy of a metronome and focus it?
Hmm.
Certainly
Controlling.
it's not out of the question to control the criteria to some extent.
Indeed, indeed. Controlling the uncontrollable is kind of what he does in a sense. Like
Please,
controlling
if you
fire, controlling electricity, controlling a metronome.
Please give me a smart. Give me, smart logic, if you.
Alright?
Where does yours go? I don't like that face.
That scares me. It has. The lack of ears is actually scary.
It kind of is.
Tick tock.
Was there a Mr. Rhyme there? Just noticed.
I don't know.
Let's
I think it's an
Just-
attempt at the Mr. Mime, but Mr. Mimes are weird.
Oh god.
just figure out what.
You don't quite have it yet, but you feel like you're on the cusp of something.
It's definitely doable. Just figure out which criteria are met when it happens and how to take certain possibilities off the table.
He
It
like
occurs
starts
to you.
sputtering in like sort of inventory talk to like a like a programmer talking about coding, and he starts using words that like most people don't know what they're talking about. Or if any of you played Minecraft, you listen to someone who really knows Redstone start using Redstone terms.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am pretty good at Redstone, by the way. Whoa,
Of course you are. You're the smart one here. I mean, we're all fairly intelligent, but you're pretty smart, Ralph. Or Tubby. Well, Ralph is also smart in that he has tons of logic, so.
Kyrio. Well, see, the difference there is that I've noticed that a lot of programs, it's like, that's their main thing. But you do all sorts of things, so you're probably not as big on getting into it as some programmers are.
Blah. Programming.
Yeah. Ralph is going to, he's gonna pay, the mime for it, and for the, baller top. Like, I don't know how much you really kind of want for the tie, but we discover it. And I know this was kind of weird, but thank you for letting me look at the metronome. So, do you put on shows here? Because, like, that could be fun.
Oh, did you pay them 10?
Yes.
Oh, well, you didn't have to pay them 10. You could have just paid them, like, 2. Is a prop tie.
Performance fee, I said.
Fine, he'll take 3.
Excellent.
Tip.
Oh, well, I can just...
It's gold, the best
Oh, I
gold.
can't. I'm not promoted anymore. Oh, well, I'll put them back.
You're no longer good.
Oh, I can delete them. They're dead. Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, one of them died, the others didn't for some reason. Okay, there we go.
Anyway,
Also, you're right.
I'm sorry, what did Ralph ask again? I was busy trying to delete the money.
He asked if that you do shows here, cause like that could be fun.
Mr. Mime does a sad face and nods, and does overly dramatic sighing motion, and sweeps an arm out at the empty seats, and how the building is kind of under renovations, it looks like. Renovations that don't look like they're complete or being worked on.
Oh, this is a tragedy.
And Mr. Mime runs a hand down their cheek as if a tear were to trickle down it and nods. They pose rather dramatically in a sort of oh, whoa fashion.
I might have to bring my friends to see you. That way at least someone will. 'Cause you're really good. You had the tie, and you pulled it out from my ear, and you had the awesome prop arms. That bit was funny.
Brooke wanted to see a show here too. I see.
Maybe next time you visit Sea Spray, the renovations will be done.
Tucker would enjoy a show.
Riley's
next
getting
time you
bored
come
just
here.
thinking about it.
Well, Riley also isn't the type to see a show. Maybe Lizard would be, but Riley would probably be bored to tears.
If the show was very
Foot
dramatic, I
asleep,
felt Lizard
maybe.
might get scared.
Oh,
If it was very dramatic, then Riley might be interested.
then Lizard would have to cling to Riley or whoever is closest.
And that's why Riley would be interested, because then Lizard would cuddle more. Just like boys bringing their girlfriends to horror movies.
Fuck, who goes to see horror movies in theaters?
That was an old antiquated time sort of thing, I suppose.
Fools!
I don't know, maybe people
Why
say
reveal
that.
your fear in front of everybody when you can just wait to reveal your fear in front of nobody and then
Or
talk
you-
about it later?
Or you could just not.
I am not a fan of horror movies.
I'm not either, really, for the most part.
Especially jump scare movies.
Also, while the conversation between the trio back at the hotel, I assume it's mostly done, though Tucker did have one thing. It would be a great time with Riley and Brooke both here.
I also have a thing I want to say, so, you first.
Me
This
first?
conversation is gonna
Well,
go on a bit longer, I think.
Well, I mean, if it had to do with the previous topic, go right ahead. You're prioritized. Okay. Well, actually, Tucker's in a hurry, technically. Well, not a super hurry, but still. He has to get to work, so... Gosh, I actually forget what was... Oh, yeah, the aura conversation. Tucker does end up cleaning his plate pretty soon after that last bit of conversation, and looks to be about ready to head off for his activities of the day. But before he does kind of look at between Riley and Brooke and sort of hesitate for a second. And kind of look down for a second before saying,
Actually, if we're gonna be in the tournament tomorrow,
he seems kind of shy to ask the question, but
do you guys think I could have the stone back? I'd feel more confident about being in the tournament if I could.
Are you gonna point it at me again?
his eyes go wide before he shakes his head quite quickly.
No, never. Never again.
Good enough for me.
The pooch looks a bit relieved at that rather quick answer. And then looks to Brooke.
Buffering.
Afraid. That's okay. Yes, the type.
As a programmer, you should just make a program that connects right to his brain.
Yes, because that's very simple to do.
Yeah, 100%. It's 2019, man.
I'm not actually sure what Kyrio has programmed beyond Fox in a Box, if I recall the name of that mobile game. Which I don't even know if that's still up for sale anymore. But it was fun. I wasn't very good at it.
I shoved my human player character in a box once. Oh.
For a second, I thought you basically implied that you had shoved yourself into a box. And I was like, but why would you... What purpose does that... Oh wait, they mean a character, not themselves.
And flying, you just mail yourself to your destination.
It'd probably be cheaper and faster, to be honest.
But you're more liable to get crushed up, beaten, tossed, etc. because...
That's not too different from Flying United if the rumors are true.
I don't remember if Fox
You
in a Box
put
was the name of it.
bunch of bubble wrap in the box.
Maybe it was Boxes of Foxes. I don't really remember what that game was called. Outfox and Boxes, that's it. It's been outdated for a couple of years, yeah. Also, Brooke made a response.
Brooke nods. Yeah, sure. Just be careful with it. And if anything's bothering you, let it out with words instead of pulses of darkness. He grins, digging in his bag and handing it to Tucker. Oh, whoop.
Oh, shit.
What happened? What we lose?
That was my fault.
Kara's just like, what did you do to my board?
Yoink.
Hooray! Tucker nods rather kind of reverently / seriously and comments,
That was my mistake. I wasn't being good, and that won't happen again. But actually, this stone, it kind of feels right for me. I just wasn't right in using it.
Whether or not I should be concerned with that or not, I'm not certain about.
well, Tucker seems calm in his statement. Also, one moment, I need a fucking drink of water. I lost all my water.
How did you lose your water?
The giant jug is empty somehow. One moment.
I feel I should be concerned if the entire jug is empty.
It's not as big as you probably think it is. It's a 2-liter
That's
thing.
still pretty big.
It's pretty big, but it's not the biggest cup that exists. Oh, sweet. Free reviver seed. Now Riley can dramatically get up after being KO'd again.
Free reviver seed, where?
Because Brooke's giving me one?
Oh. Oh. Kyrio has a response. I'm blind.
Yeah.
I just got back.
Yep. Kyrio made a response by Burke. You're a dyke type, so it's something you should be attuned to. Burke smiles. Oh, while I've got stuff to hand out, you can each have one of these, Burke says, taking out the 2 reviver seeds.
Well, Tucker takes that very graciously.
My bag is once again full.
Which thusly unburdens Brooke's bag.
Actually, it burns quite a bit. Tucker nods.
I think it all depends on how I use it, how I decide to use it. Sometimes my emotions use it well, like when it came to that cave-in I did. And then sometimes I used it badly, like when it came to Riley. So, I just need to be careful. And use it right.
Then he smiles and kind of reassuringly says,
But honestly, I trust all of you a lot more than before. And more like I should. So, I'm confident that it won't cause any problems now.
We're all in this together, Burke says, giving a thumbs up.
Riley will slowly nod in agreement.
so will Tucker.
Lizard will attempt to give the thumbs up.
Does he succeed? Does he have thumbs?
I mean,
Lizard.
kind of not.
Yeah?
I mean, I feel like it could do the motion, yeah. It's got kind of a... I don't know. It could get implied easily enough with the right digit.
They actually have thumbs.
Sweet.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, maybe not necessarily actual thumbs, but close enough.
As Tucker puts the rock away into just the right spot in his bag, he does look up to Riley and Brooke, as well as the lizard, and just kind of wriggles his tail a little bit, and says,
Thank you for trusting me.
his ears are kind of folded low, kind of passively, but it's clear that he's actually rather grateful to that.
Apparently I'm gonna be made to look like a gangster, and I'm okay with this.
Oh, I see. Oh, and somebody... I guess that's kind of obligatory, this one. When did I get the crown?
Is that the power of darkness or the power of darkness?
I mean, it could be either, really.
It's power of darkness.
Power of darkness!
Power of darkness.
I'd never do that again.
Oh, that was adorable, though.
Yes, adorable and the power of darkness probably shouldn't go together that often. Just saying.
I mean, they just kind of did. You gave back the stone.
Dun, dun, dun.
I declined to comment.
And also, it has been addressed before that Tucker felt an odd kind of warm resonation to the darkness of the stone. It wasn't saying that he could produce himself, at least not at the moment. But that energy was definitely something that absolutely attuned him. And now that he's had some time to actually have some character development and handle his emotions and stuff better, I think we might see some interesting things with this.
Okay, if there isn't much further conversation...
There is further conversation.
I like... Okay, but first though, Galley's comment. The Team Church social link has been established. The group as a whole will be able to work together more effectively. I'm amused by that reference.
Yes, now that all four of us who are important are here at once. Tubby's not even... He's AFK, he can't even argue. It's perfect.
Hit him while they down. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, what did Riley want to bring up?
Well, this is more just directed to Brooke.
Oh, I'm curious though. What is Riley's reaction to Tucker thanking him for trusting him?
Well, he nodded.
Okay.
Well, this is Riley we're speaking
Straightforward.
of. I have to actually physically mention when he smiles, because it happens very infrequently.
I suppose that counts as a positive response for Riley. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
It's all about the context.
I
Very
trust you,
serious boy.
Tucker.
Oh, what's that?
I trust you, Tucker. You were the one who started being nice to me first. Lizard just smiles and does tiny clap hands.
Aw.
Tucker can't help but feel bashful and find that also very adorable. Going over to give Lizard a slurp right on top of the snout.
Oh.
Dog a slurp. It's relaxed. And comments.
Well, I knew you were worth trusting. I could tell.
Lizard squeaks and visibly restrains the urge to, like, try and hide.
And if it's an obvious, Tucker is more casually giving in to his doggishness. Without
Should maybe do something about that.
I don't know. I think at one point Brooke said it was alright.
Yeah, he can have out his hat.
Poke's gonna poke.
Welcome back, Tubby.
Hey, Tubby.
Okay, so Brooke.
So Riley is addressing Brooke.
Yes. Right. Brooke, I was sort of thinking, after we spoke yesterday, but when you spoke of Deadeye, it sounded like you'd heard of him before. How much do you know about the guy?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Brooke, do you want to roll?
Oh no.
What's he rolling?
Dude.
Smart survival. Instinct.
So hopefully it's okay to lick us to land it, considering they're also poison type.
Fire type, poison type, and that's not good. Holy shit.
I mean, I don't know if they secrete it from their glands or not, and if so, which glands.
I don't think it's something that's on their skin like a poisonous toad.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, some Pokemon is like if I licked a mug, then it's fairly obvious. That's a
You're
bad
dead.
guy.
And then you're dead. If I've read the Pokedex correctly, then you die.
Don't lick a muck, please.
Oh yeah, Ralph. Tucker asked Riley and Brooke for the stone back. Just that's what you missed. Basically.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Okay.
So, Brooke doesn't actually know that much about Deadeye aside from, well, anything he may have been initially told, which wouldn't have been that much. But Brooke understands innately that is a powerful Pokemon. You don't just get scars like that and survive if you're not. Especially not scars that, unnervingly enough, still seem to gaze back at you.
I assume, Poisaz, that means the scar over the dead eye.
Correct. Just a moment, I'm gonna grab a drink.
Good idea.
I can't believe he's drinking beer.
I started just losing my voice, so that's why I had to get up. Yeah, there was actually a glimpse about that. You can read Deadeye's backstory with that. It's quite comprehensive, actually. As usual, join the Pokerole Discord for glimpses and beyond. Tagline advertisement.
Use our join link and get 10% off your first join.
Your first join, not your second, not your third.
That's your
just
second
first.
one. You're fucked at the second one. What?
Just wondering if I should read out the line since Car's not here.
Card drink.
Card drink.
I return.
Hello.
There he is.
Alright. Brooke response? Not a whole lot. I heard about Deadeye from the owners. They'll challenge the winner of the team tournament, Brooke says. Which sounds crazy, but after seeing him in person, I wouldn't bet against it.
Right. Riley's gonna look around a moment. He's gonna see if Rhys is in the area.
Rhys is not. Rhys is asleep.
Perfect.
Rhys is lazy.
So-
Oh, I know what.
Yeah, you making the connection there, Kai?
Yes, I am.
So our old pal the Conqueror has more than a brief history with the guy. Saved his life before he evolved.
Quick question: Are you trying to keep this private? Because Tucker's still hanging out a little bit because he's
Not particularly.
okay.
I mean, we're doing it in the middle of what is effectively a restaurant.
Because Tucker just learned about the tournament today, so any conversation about the tournament, he's feeling like he should probably listen and learn a bit more. So he's sticking around for this. Not really interrupting though.
Yeah, he saved Deadeye's life. Basically found him...
I should
Beaten?
probably voice Brooks thing first.
Yeah,
I'm
probably
sorry.
should.
I got into that, is that right?
I'm sorry. Hasn't he saved Deadeye's life? Broadcast?
Yeah, exactly that. He found Deadeye beaten to basically an inch of his life. Not too far away from the Cave of Mirrors. And when he brought him to Komodo, got involved then. Tyler took him as a disciple after that. That's probably why he's as strong as he is.
That's oddly generous of him, Brooke says. Didn't think he was the type to help people.
Well, if what Pangoro said about the guy was true, it wasn't always the version of him I'm stuck with. I'm not sure how long ago this was. I'm not even sure how long the guy's been dead, to be honest.
That's a good question.
Tucker processes this. Meanwhile, I can't say the word processes, apparently. Processes. That's the sound of processing. Lizard may get a random pooch tail laying over his back or something while he waits to listen to this talk.
So if Deadeye is a student, I can't even imagine how tough Tiber used to be. Brooke frowns.
I had to live with the guy, and I'm pretty certain I don't even know how strong he was. He's done some pretty crazy stuff through me. I can only imagine what he could do with with himself, really. I imagine he'd be pretty much a force of nature. I don't think it's as much as it used to be as kinda still is.
Well, okay. What do you want to do? Think that I might be able to get him out of your head somehow?
I doubt it. Tyler was surprised that I was even still alive, or at least still around. And I'm not exactly certain if I want Deadeye to know that his master is currently existing still inside of my head. I'm not certain how well that would go for me.
That's probably fair, Brooke says.
Tucker also kind of gives a nod to that. He seems completely understanding of the conversation thus far.
For now, I think we should just avoid any confrontations with him. We don't really stand much of a chance regardless.
To be honest, I would like to learn a bit more about Deadeye. There's more than one thing off about him. He doesn't seem to have any aura, for one. And I'm not entirely sure what that means. Unless he's a walking dead body.
Tucker elects to pipe up.
Well, you guys said he wasn't mean or anything, right? Just grumpy?
Grumpy, rough, distant. Not outright mean, but
That doesn't
certainly
sound,
wasn't nice.
doesn't sound too scary. Maybe we could just try talking to him after the tournament.
I mean, he's pretty famous around here, Brooke says. There might be something we can learn about him.
Maybe some of the other competitors would know.
Maybe. I personally feel that the only way we're gonna get him to talk directly to us is if we either beat him or give him a good enough run for his money in a fight. Otherwise, I doubt he'd pay us time of day.
Thanks for the follow, Kofi.
It's not dead air, I promise. Stuff's happening.
People aren't dead, they're just typing. I like how some of you like have the assumption that yeah, it's a dead body for sure. It's like, well, I mean, are zombies a thing in the Pokemon universe?
Is there any physical ghost type that would kind of answer that question, perhaps?
Well, there are those goo things in Super that can 100% duplicate the appearance of a living Pokemon.
That's true. Voidlings, I think.
Something like that.
Parasect exists. Okay, good point.
True.
I don't know that Alolan Marowak is really a zombie.
I never took him as one. I thought he was alive and just really into the spiritual stuff.
Dusclops?
The new Corsola is actually a decent example. That's probably physical. Or maybe it's not. It's definitely a ghost.
Cursula is... I think the... God, Rhys Marowak. I think the Corsola is a zombie, but Cursula isn't really a zombie. Frostlass could qualify as a zombie, kinda.
Yeah, she seems tangible.
I mean, she floats, but still. Missed last bit of that.
Well, last bit of Riley's... I don't know. We might be, but... I mean, you don't have to respond. What was the last thing Riley said?
Oh god, what was the last thing I said?
I believe the last thing was actually what Tucker said, and Tucker basically stated that, you know, maybe you could ask the other competitors about Deadeye, since they might know something.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right, and Riley said that talking to Deadeye directly probably wouldn't work, unless he managed to beat him up. Right.
And Tucker was kind of thinking like, well, maybe he likes something besides battling. Maybe something else besides battling would catch his interest. But Tucker didn't actually say that, so he was only thinking it. What do we got here? I'm not entirely sure, once again. Why is Lizard a banana?
Wait, Lizard banana?
Kind of just looks like a banana. I see Lizard in it, though.
Lizard just sort of raises their little hand and waves at it. Mostly because they're not sure if that's the right thing to do when they're trying to, you know, have the floor. They're also still on the table, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fine.
Yeah.
They have been table lizard this whole time.
I'm okay with this canon. What's up, Liz?
If we can we maybe avoid fighting Deadeye? He's scary. He reminds me of Mr. Salazzle, but worse. Not bad like Mr. Salazzle, but
Something about his presence, right?
they were scary. Like a big monster that might gobble you up at any time. And they cover their head with their hands, whimpering a bit as they shiver atop the table.
Aw. Tucker does obviously kind of pick up on this. And is quick to reassure.
Don't worry. I don't think any of us plan on fighting him. He sounds way too tough. And don't worry, he won't hurt you. We're here too for you, remember?
I remember. But aren't we gonna get hurt just by going into the tournament?
I wish to pull the lizard close and just hold him against my side.
Aw.
The lizard squeaks. He'd probably be able to zap me out cold without even realizing I'm next to him, or across his arms. It's annoying how big that gap is, but I don't intend on testing it anytime soon.
If we end up winning the tournament, then we probably will be fighting him, but, you know, we have to get to that point first.
I think we could choose who we wanted to fight. If I recall.
But didn't Brooke just say that he always fights the winners of the team tournaments?
Yeah.
Maybe we can just say we'd like not to, and would just like to have, a tea time? Lizard sort of shrugs with this innocent, pleading smile.
No, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to this.
I don't think it's likely we're gonna win, but it is a tournament, so everybody's playing fair and stuff. If we want to stop fighting, I'm sure they won't force us.
If we can win the tournament, then I'd be surprised, Brooke says. We're pretty new at this. No one ever wins their first tournament. Except the main characters in video games.
Speak of the Palkia. No, not Palkia.
The Palkia? No, you take the Giratina, probably.
Giratina, yes. Give me Giratina.
Completely butchered that. It's alright.
It's the main protagonist curse. Come to haunt your games again.
Wow, you're trying to fight them. They're the main characters. This is what the main characters ever do.
Didn't fuse. My BS main character powers are betrayed.
Well, with the conversation mostly I say, concluded, who is going to go to the eating contest? I know Ralph is.
Actually, Tucker was just about to tap out of this conversation after reassuring Lizard and heading off to work.
Yeah.
For several reasons now.
Ralph actually was gonna swing by Malwiles and see if she wanted to go to the contest.
I think I understand why you would be asking her, yes, but Tucker plans on going to eating. Though I should clarify, Tucker does plan on going to eating contest, assuming his work does not insist on keeping him at lunchtime.
I'm very much not going and plan to spend the entire day in the 30 grounds training.
Cool, you can select a training pay.
Okay, but is there someone to teach me Blaze Kick?
I think I just made Maxie's day in the comments there.
Give me Blaze Kick. Let me kick fire.
Kicking fire sounds like a bad idea. Ha! I've kicked the fire. Oh shit, my foot's on fire. God, gotta get it off.
That's the whole point of Blaze Kick, is set your foot on fire, hit somebody with your foot.
And then have your foot burning.
I don't know if the 0 successes is a good or a bad thing for me.
Unfortunately, there is no Blaziken present today.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Curses.
I forgot.
supposed
This picture exists too.
Set people on fire with my feet.
I actually didn't forget to put it on the table. I just forgot to flip to it.
Spoopy.
Swoopy.
Or a zombie.
Okay.
Alright,
Yes,
so...
unfortunately, the Blaziken is being a lazy fat chicken.
So the Blaziken is being a Laziken.
I'm gonna turn him into KFC.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so out of character question, how many hours would it take me of training to get a point in strength? Can I do it in one day before the tournament? If I do nothing but lifts.
How many points would it take you in order to get
30 XP?
How much do you have?
XP wise, I have 9 XP.
Oh gosh,
But
that's quite a
probably
bit
can't-
there. It's 21 you need.
well, so in the interest of fairness, for the most part, in making it so I can keep a decent track on how much your quote-unquote training has gone and you working toward it, I would say that unless you've hit your limit in a stat, in which case you can't up the stat anymore without special whatevers that I would need to figure out later, we'll say you need that many ticks/hours in order to get a point in a stat.
So 4 hours?
You need 30 experience to get another point in strength, right?
Right, yeah.
30 ticks.
30 ticks. Gotcha. Okay. Next question. How many more ticks in aura training before I can learn aura ball?
Or a sphere.
Yes, that's the one. I refuse to say it because I can't pronounce it right and everyone gives me grief for it.
Wait, what word can't you say?
Spear.
Made you say it.
Yeah, spheres.
Close enough.
I'll say it's
we're
okay. What's that
fighting.
word that I learned I can't say yesterday? What was that word? I don't remember. It was during the stream. It was just a word I could not do. I forget what it was. But admittedly, sphere is kind of a weird word.
A team of all Munchlax is their team sphere.
I kid you. I kid you not. I actually knew somebody that said spahir.
That was probably me attempting to pronounce it right.
Spahir. That's how he said it.
I can't currently say at the moment. At least not within a decent time frame.
But I already have many ticks.
Yes, that is for you actually using aura for stuff, as opposed to a move.
Sorry, friend.
I'm sorry. You would not be able to just learn the move in a day.
Wait, do you have money? Not really. Well, yes.
Well... Okay, so how many hours of which can I train?
You have 13 hours left in the day.
13 hours.
Alright, and... sorry, Kyrio, I've been distracted doing mental math. I don't really have a plan for what Brooke is going to do today, honestly. You said it... You said it just fine to me.
I like this.
Okay. Can I spend the remaining 3 hours for a point in evasion, 6 hours towards a point in channel, and then 4 hours going towards... What the heck else do I even want?
What the fuck is this micromanagement?
This is
Yeah,
progress!
really, hang on. Let me find the event table.
Yeah, I'll be right
Alright.
back. I'll be right back.
I must become...
Well, technically you can solo train towards stat skill or specialties related to combat.
Yeah. Like, evasion and channel.
Alright.
That gives me 4 more hours, which I can do other things.
I should... I'm going to have to change my ruling after this and double the amount of time necessary.
No!
Because you just shot up 4 levels.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
Their
I'll
ruling is
put-
stupid.
I will put the remaining ones into alerts. Fantastic.
Chat, you saw it here. I just broke the balance of the game. I've made a terrible mistake. We need to put a limit on how much solo training works.
It's fine.
Stupid vacation montages. Oh, well, I guess you're not technically solo training.
I got Lizard.
Lizard is helping you. Lizard's actually fairly decent at channel, so
I know. Works out pretty good.
I don't think I can let you boost those any further, though. Well, you can't boost them any further, but the point remains.
Don't worry, I just need 2 more ticks to point the loot.
Damn my foolishness for giving you basically free experience. Actually, certain things are supposed to give you actual experience per 4 hours spent. Oh wait, I have a conversion rate. If 4 hours spent training is 1 experience, and each tick count as an experience.
I see we are still working on this.
Yep, sorry.
Maths.
So it would be, I'm sorry, 4 ticks to equal an experience point. So it is 4 times the amount of time necessary.
Curses.
Get rid of that.
I think I'll make a Dr. Pepper float after this stream.
Okay, fine. I'll take my lit points back.
For a moment, Riley felt super buff, and then the feeling passed.
For a moment, Riley saw himself in the future being super buff. But
Okay,
it was
well, you know what?
vision.
I could still get the point of evasion because I had 3 ticks. I can get the remaining 3 needed. So I'm taking this one back.
Also, hey Kyrio, I think Ralph finally has his outfit together. I realize now, so hopefully you two can work something out regarding that. Fedora and tie. I think, and don't forget the pants. He has the pants. Not
How
sure
much
he
experience
wears
would it
them,
have been for evasion?
6.
Times 4.
Yeah, but I only had 3 ticks.
You would reach 24 ticks in a matter of 14 hours?
I've learned at this point that Eragon
hold on.
attempts to cheat the system as many times as possible.
I'm not attempting to cheat the system. I just don't understand the system. There's a difference.
Feigning ignorance. Good work. Good work. Good strategy there.
Karserus doesn't even know the system.
I don't know the system either. To be fair.
Okay, fine. I'm taking these. I'm just taking the XP. Fuck it. I'm taking the XP. Get this out of here. I'm taking the XP.
I have no idea, but okay.
I already had 3. I'll take those back.
Is he basically taking away from something specialized so I can just turn into XP? Is that what's going on?
Alright, works towards combat ticks, an additional 1 XP for 4 hours spent. So let's see, 4 times. So you're gonna get 3 XP in addition to a tick for every hour you spend sparring with Lizard.
Okay, well,
Okay, so that's a good number of hours. 12 hours and 1 hour of rest.
That's a total of 16 ticks.
Key.
Lizard will get his stuff, and it would take you a total of 24 to earn that evasion. This feels more appropriate.
My entire character sheet is gonna be full of lines.
That or I put in X's.
Yeah, Lizard getting
16
experience makes
24.
Yes, there's 16 there, so...
I guess I get a bit ticked. Good one.
Actually, yes, that's much easier.
Yeah, that's way better.
Mr. Mime slaps his knee. Ta-da! I don't really know. Yeah, that's actually
Way
good.
better.
Okay.
Much better.
Alright, Riley doesn't have a... sorry, Ralph... Brooke does not have a plan. I can words. Alright, so... Let's see. I need to calculate.
Brooke should hang out with another party member, perhaps. I don't know. Go tag along or something, if he doesn't have any plans.
Riley's getting tagged. Let's see. Do. Cafe V. Well, you're going to earn...
Oh, I'm sorry, Rocky.
You're going to earn 30 poke.
Wait, who is?
You are.
Wait, oh, okay, yeah, of course.
Because 10 per hour.
Of course, Tucker has to speak to V a bit. Will that happen next session?
Probably. Considering it, and we may need to stop in the middle of this, unfortunately.
That's why I was like, okay, we're already doing this, but I was going to have a conversation with V, so. So I kind of figured that I figured all that would happen.
Good point. I do need to go to bed.
I mean, I'll take the money regardless, but yeah.
My alarm goes off in less than 6 hours.
Go to bed. Add 2 XP to your sheet for the session.
Is that a global
Go to bed,
statement?
Eragon. Yes, everybody gets their 2 XP for the session a little bit early.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you can figure out Brooke's day. Do you want to have the conversation with V before you leave, or are you going to come back after the eating contest, or are you gonna, like, do the melon parade thing?
Well, Tucker was first off. I mean, he knows that he isn't forced hours, but he's still a little bit apologetic about having to take a break at lunch. He's probably gonna keep working after the eating contest, I'd say. The melon parade doesn't interest him quite as much. Granted, of course, assuming he can fucking waddle back after the eating contest, but he's gonna give that a shot at least. So yes, he will be continuing to work, though he also, of course, needs to ask V, not only to tell V about the break for lunch, but also because, well, the outfit.
I'm trying to make him not have his mouth.
Sorry? Anyways, Tucker also had to ask about his, well, about the outfit, about the tournament. There's going to be conversation. It's probably going to be a bit of conversation, so I'd rather just save for the next session.
Okay.
Yeah. That would make more sense, especially with Eragon gone now. Especially with Era gone.
Oh, that was my joke first.
It was, but I took it.
But, do you ever get back to me on whether, Mawile will be, participating?
I'm sorry, about that, I was trying to math. Yes, the end of this session, it was math. The beginning of this session was fluff. So, fluff and stumbling all over myself. Unfortunately, Mawile isn't particularly interested in an eating contest. I mean, she knows somebody who would have been interested in an eating contest, but they're not really present at the moment. They really liked food.
He asked, what about the festival? We could be at the festival together, doing the watermelon things.
Well, I suppose I could use a break from my research. And it is good to refresh yourself once in a while. Why not? And then she sort of giggles a little bit as she realizes she accidentally made a pun. What the heck. I guess I'll watch you win the eating contest. Since unless there's a Snorlax, I don't think anybody's going to beat your stomach.
I guess my reputation precedes me.
Nope, just logic.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good at that too.
Mawile smiles. Goes and puts on a nice looking bag. And decides she'll go out with you.
Yay!
Congratulations, Ralph. You have obtained a date with Mawile.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh heck, if you know what, we may as well have the V seat so everything's lined up perfectly for the contest tomorrow, or next session.
Yeah. Lined up to start to like open with that. Oh man. Meanwhile, and did it get colder? What's going on up there?
What?
Meanwhile, in Helsing.
Oh.
Did it just get even colder? What's going on?
Lift your her above your head like Marin and Link's Awakening. Just... Don't throw her though.
In Zelda 2, you actually find a lost child, like he's lost in a cave or something. It's a side. I forget if it's part of the main story. Like one of the townsfolk is like, "Oh, Link, my little boy's trapped in a cave," and you go to the nearby cave and go to the end and save. And Link actually holds the boy up over his head.
Yes, he was an item after all.
Because he was an item.
Also,
it's like, doo-doo-doo.
Good night to you, Kyrio. Did you add the 2 XP to your sheet before you go? Just make sure of that. Okay, you have a good dinner making.
Night.
All right, I think Karserus, I think I agree. Since Ralph had his little before eating contest, I guess we should do Tucker's as well. So when Tucker first gets to Cafe V, the first thing he does is goes to find V, if V isn't busy, and explain to V that he's going to be taking some time off midday for this particular day because he wishes to participate in the eating contest he heard about. But in addition, he will also explain to V if he can ask a favor, and then go on to explain that his team is entering the tournament tomorrow and he needs something to wear, and he's wondering if he could bring the outfit he wears for work.
Sylvie is going to very patiently, sort of standing on their podium because they like being taller than everybody else.
Of course.
All the adorable short money makers like it that way. They, because I can't even determine what V's gender is right now. I don't remember.
Gender is V.
Their gender is V, just like lizard is lizard, and Baba is you. And that joke is old. There's this smile that spreads across their face, and you can swear you see, like, Meowth tokens in their eyes. Sure, you can take off for today. For the eating contest, right? Yeah, that's fine. We probably won't get as many people today because of the contest and the parade, so feel free. Now, as for tomorrow...
Oh.
V hops down in front of Tucker with this shiny grin. Well, you're going to be participating in the tournament, that we need to have a proper outfit for you so you can be officially sponsored by Cafe V. After all, if our maids are strong and cute, it's sure to bring in lots of new customers. Even better if you somehow take down one of the champions. Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps. The coffers will be full for ages.
Very shrewd business thug.
Tucker seems slightly taken aback by the idea of a full sponsorship, not having thought of it that far. And though noticing V's obvious greed, is nonetheless happy to help.
Oh, what would be a proper outfit?
They do that thing where they sort of like zip/teleport around Tucker, even standing on Tucker's back at some point, looking at the outfit. You can practically hear their brain trying to figure out a way to make the outfit remain cute as well as basically be an advertisement. Eventually, the Embryon pads over, grabs V's hat, making them flail and fall off of Tucker. Hey, what the heck are you doing? That's my hat! Don't you forget I own this place! I own you! I'm not getting between you or your money. Relax. And they set the hat down and tear this little metal V that's stylized much like the V on the cafe sign. And they move up to Tucker, and then they bind it to Tucker's ribbon. And it looks pretty okay. There, see? Nobody's gonna see that. Well, what's your idea then? Well, I mean, you should probably go to the tourney grounds and make sure they know that you're sponsoring someone. And before the Umbreon is even done, V is out the door. Like, fast enough, there is a dust cloud where there's no dust in the shape of an Eevee, and the door is swinging on its hinges.
Tucker takes a moment to process this and looks over to the Bree.
Well, I guess they're okay with it then.
So long as it earns money. The Umbreon has this sort of dead expression on their face.
Also, when you say ribbon, what did you mean by ribbon?
You see on the picture where Tucker has like the little bow tie ribbon?
Yeah. Okay.
The metal V is basically in the center there as if it were like a choker or a collar.
Okay. I don't consider bow ties ribbons, so that confused me for a bit.
It's pink. I thought it was a ribbon.
That's fair. It's kind of both, maybe. You could have a bow tie ribbon. Actually, yeah, that's possible. That's possible. You can bow ties and ribbons are kind of shaped the same if they're folded correctly.
Are you sure you want to go in the tournament? You seem kind of, no offense, but you seem kind of soft for that.
Tucker sort of giggles a bit bashfully.
Well, it wasn't my idea. I am part of a team, after all. And my leader, well, he's signed us all up already. I didn't know about it until just yesterday. Or this morning, really.
I'm pretty sure there's a rule about that. And V is back.
That was fast.
Too late, already got it set up. Well, I helped all I could. And the Embryon starts walking away, and then cheerily and effeminately addresses a customer. Oh, here. And V holds up what for them is a slightly comically oversized button of some sort, and they fumble a bit and end up pinning it to Tucker's outfit on the vest, and it basically it's got this the symbol of the tourney grounds on it, but it's basically a thing that, without actually saying it in words, says, "Hi, I'm X person. I have been sponsored by X thing. I am a sponsored gladiator."
Oh. Tucker gives it a look over, kind of cocking his head down to kind of look at it himself, and wriggles his tail before staying up a bit more strong, kind of puffing out his chest.
I'll make sure to show this off. That's what you'd like, right?
Just make sure that the announcer knows you have that. That way they can announce that you're sponsored by Cafe V.
All right.
He seems pretty energetic, actually.
I'll make sure of that.
Yay! V hops and puts their little hat back on. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a new V. Oh well, I'll have lots of money to get a new V when you're done.
Tucker kind of looks bashful about this and kind of thinking in the back of his head, hopefully I'm good enough to do that. Hopefully I'm good enough to earn some attention.
Oh, and if you can get the announcer to come and work here at the cafe too, that would be extra great.
Tucker cocks his head.
The announcer themselves?
Yeah. Well, okay. They're not necessarily as cute as you, but they're this really pretty, kind of weirdly colored Jolteon, and I don't know why, but nobody can ever pin down where they go after they do their announcing job.
Is that what we're doing now? Wow. Tucker sort of nods, not thinking that he could probably convince somebody to join something else, but sure. He'll try. Oh god, the DM is a Mary Sue.
Really? Not that bad. Commentator. Commentator that is also a commentator. But basically, for the rest of your shift, anytime you see V, they just have the biggest smile on their face. They are happy. They are more than happy.
If Tucker wasn't such a Simon role, he would be savvy enough to realize he could probably ask for a cut of the sponsorship. However, that is not a Tucker thing to do. That's okay. He's already making pretty good money.
Well, see, V has, well, a predilection towards evolutions, obviously.
Understandable.
As a person, I actually don't think I'm that attractive.
Hush.
No, seriously, and that also kind of carries over to any iteration of myself.
Super hush. Shush. Actually, I don't know if I've seen you in real life. Now I think about it.
No, you haven't. Other people have, and they continue to say I'm cute, and I don't believe it.
I think I'm gonna have to ask you for a photo later.
No.
Yes.
No.
I think I'm kind of average looking. But, you know. Aw. Let's see here. Meta contaminated charge sound the image because of the dress. Awesome. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh wait, there's 2 more images actually. Let me go ahead and link some more images up for Hey, what happened to the other one? Oh shit. I tried to attach to the board. What happened to the other panel image?
Good question. I don't know where it went.
It's probably in a
It
bag
was there
somewhere.
the-
Oh well, whatever.
It's probably sucked inside or something.
Oh, you found
it
it.
got sucked into the dungeon.
Oh yeah,
icon.
there he did it again. Okay, I see. You know what? I can fix that actually. Toggles.
Prosthesis.
Turn off snap. Turn off snap. Isn't there a way to make an object not go in bags? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's alright. Anyways, we have this. Alright. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Oh, wow. But also Rocky. Locking works. I mean, yeah. There's only one problem with locking these, and the reason I haven't done it. You're going to see why right now. Oh, actually you won't, because it's... Actually, that's fine. Let's...
Also, I don't intend for the commentator to appear very often at all.
So what's this? So, Rocky, what is this image about?
Oh, they look so fancy.
Very, very dapper.
Riley looks so appropriately just like he's that one character that looks good in a suit but like hates the suit.
Yeah. Have
I'm
you
sorry,
have
but-
you heard about Team Fortress 2? Yeah, I've heard about Team Fortress 2. Who hasn't heard about Team Fortress 2?
Oh no. Also, like, I'm sorry, but Lizard's expression and the way they're looking at Riley concerns me a little bit. Oh goodness, this is great.
So we're pretty much set up for the eating contest, except for we have to figure out what Brooke's doing. I wonder if Brooke may as well go get some free food too, if he has nothing else he wants to do. Whatever, we'll see. I guess we'll see what he does next session. But you should probably start with Brooke, since he's the only one who hasn't done something during the morning, basically.
Parting commentary. The whole thing with me figuring out how to unbreakify my own like downtime rules for the training and stuff in Sea Spray. Like, I will try and keep this as utterly consistent as possible.
Dude, you know,
But-
you know how like you got like fucking what's the term for like the animes that involve like fight? Is that shonen? Is that the correct term?
Yeah.
So you know, like I see that honestly, you're trying to keep things moving in such a way as a shonen anime does, but ultimately what we've had the game turn into quite a bit is a slice of life anime. But there's nothing really wrong with that too. That's just a different genre. It's not like it's bad.
It's not. I'm just trying to not break the balance of the game early, especially if, say, one of you decides to super power train and the others do not.
I mean, look, Eragon will break the game over his knee if you let him. So be careful.
That's exactly why I had to de-breakify the downtime rules. So yes, I will try and be as utterly consistent as possible. And I know lately a lot of the sessions have been more slice of lifey. Next session, without exception, we should get to the turn.
Oh yeah. Assuming the eating contest doesn't take the entire session, because eating contests and 2 Pokemon are like eating. But
Well, yes. but
also, I want to say, what did I want to say? The fuck did I want to say? I wanted to say something. I sure know that much. I was looking at my sheet and I wanted to say something. What was I wanted to say? God damn it. I guess I can remove this now. What was it? Oh yeah, I remember. I really hope that at some point in game, Tucker will be introduced to the idea that he can learn elemental fangs, because the elemental fang attacks, because he has never. He probably should learn some, but as many people point out, including the YouTube
that's
videos,
right.
but that's not something he's going to come to naturally, unless something gives him the idea.
The other thing is, Tucker, when he finally gets to go to the tourney grounds, will probably be exposed to that kind of thought process, especially if for whatever reason Tucker gets curious and goes down into the training room.
He might.
I'll still need to roll, like, chance dice to see if there's someone actually using that kind of move. Because the fat, lazy, the Blaziken has not been around a few times, and I know how desperately Eragon wants Blaze Kick. Eragon wants out all the moves. I'll be honest.
Again, he wants to break it over. Also, anytime Chance Dice is mentioned, I cannot stop hearing the Mario Party voice. I hope I'm not the only one. Every single time Chance Dice are mentioned, I always think, Chance time.
Doom Dice.
Because it involves dice. Doom Dice doesn't trigger any voices in my head. That sounds really weird when I put it that way.
Riley is already kind of severely injured, just not physically, and I really don't need to severely injure one of the characters.
That'd be kind of sad anyways.
I would very much rather to legitimately have a character die if that were the case.
Also, I wanted to say, Key wanted to ask you a question, so I just told them to ask you on the Pokerole server, basically. So, I guess that'll happen at some point, or probably already has.
Yeah. For a while, the largest chance of anyone dying was Ralph landing an explosion on Metronome.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was kind of. Also, I just realized I'm gonna put a coin over here because I actually like flipping coins down then. So why not? Can I lock it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually playing with the coin.
No. Just wondering if you can lock and flip it. The answer is no. So, well, as we're finishing up here, actually, I'm going to save the table one more time, and I guess I should go ahead and just comment that, so, Thursday I should be busy doing some conversations. No streams tomorrow, obviously. But, Friday will probably be a Howler for an hour. I might sneak a bit of Pokemon Sword in on Thursday, though, just to test out a glitch before it gets patched. Friday should be Howler. Sunday should be returning to Sulphur Nimbus. For those that didn't catch the stream I did yesterday on Sulphur Nimbus, it's a game that just released. I'm in the game. It's kind of cool. It's a good game too. So, yeah, just want to update people about that.
Has the general public been updated that we will not be running on Christmas?
Yes, we're not doing... December 25th will not be a Pokerole stream. Because it's December 25th, Christmas. That's my boyfriend's going to be out of town the entire week, actually, of Christmas, so... But, instead, we're moving it up to Friday the 20th. So basically, it'll be in 1 week and 2 days from now, rather than a full 2 weeks, as usual. So, Friday the 20th for Pokerole, next session. Just keep that in mind. As for actual Christmas, though, well, I'll probably actually do something on Christmas stream-wise, because I'm just going to be here without my boyfriend. He's out doing Christmas. I'm not going to be really doing Christmas, so I will probably be doing something interesting on Christmas. I don't know how Christmassy it will be exactly. Kind of depends, again, on my boyfriend. I don't know if he actually got that one special Canadian Christmas item figured out for me. But I was going to do a food review on that on Christmas if he had it. I don't know if he will or not, but if that's the case, that's alright. Maybe I can do another food review depending on when the heck that package gets to your car. That would be fun to do on Christmas too, I don't know. Food on Christmas sounds like a good combination.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. Hopefully it arrives safely. I'm gonna have to check all the, like, contents and stuff.
Yeah, there is a drink in there.
Just to be sure.
So...
yeah.
Also, like, don't feel bad if your pack, if after you send it, it arrives too late for that. Don't feel too bad. Canadian Post is really weird. It's hard to tell something will arrive early or late. It's usually one or the other.
Oh, yes.
What?
The coin that made it stand up.
No, you didn't. I'm a jerk. surprised you did that, actually.
I love the sound that makes.
By the way, I noticed that there is a propensity for now asking questions outside of the Ask Us Questions chat, but I don't particularly mind because they're like not necessarily super related to the game and or characters.
That's fair. I mean, it's good when... Oh, that almost did. It is good when we do actually keep the Ask Us Questions in Ask Us Questions, but yeah. There we go, I got one set up too.
Not anymore, table flip.
I mean, you can. I saved it, so.
I'm gonna flick the thing.
Except for you can't because you're on the table. Actually, let's stand up the coins. Okay, let's just table flip, actually. Here you go. Oh.
No, I was hoping for.
I actually want to see what the coin on its side did when the table fell. If it immediately flipped or just stayed that way when it fell. Flip at your leisure, though. It's all ready to go. I'm gonna try to juggle this coin.
Okay, let's roll for.
Roll? Okay. Oh, nope, I'm suddenly juggling a book instead of the coin. Whoops. Wow, so they got flog. Alright, did you see what I said before I did around 207 images for this? You did a, yeah, you've done quite a few at this point, dude. Sorry about that. Christmas food review sounds cool. Yeah, like I said, some Pokemon food review stuff, or possibly something from with Eragon's help. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm gonna ask him about it actually tomorrow. But I don't know if he's already got it underway. I asked him before, but I don't know if it's still going or if he forgot. I'll have to check. But I'm gonna quit here. Thanks for coming, guys. Sorry the stream started a bit late. At least it ran later too, so you know. Good night to you, Beerus. You sleep well because you're up too late. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on Friday for some more stuff. Possibly tomorrow if I decide to do something bonus, but we'll see. It depends on how I feel. Good night, guys.
Good night.
I actually passed 500 hours on Tabletop Sim.
Oh man, I passed even more than that, I think, at this point.